Yo, what's up? How y'all doing? Hope you're having a good day. Whoever's already here watching. Oh, Zaku, dude, what up? Good to see you. How you doing, dude? Thanks for stopping by. We just started, so. But yeah, just another day of packing these orders, dude. Hey, Shrimp Buffet! I replied to your comment earlier. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for oh my God, rolling back around here. Hope you're having a good day, dude. Hey, you got the Groovy Kaiju emotes. Yeah, I'm stoked I got those set up. And yo, Rampage, how's it going? Yeah, I'm debating if I want to do, yeah, I'm on the early tip because I'm trying to do Sundays slightly later because I figure people are probably doing more on Sundays. So I try to do earlier on, what's it called? The weekdays, like 1 hour earlier. But hello, Roses. Thanks for coming back around. It's good to see you. So, but yeah, I'm debating if I want to make both Sundays and the weekdays the same, because then it's just like less work. And yo, Keck Shrek, dude, good to see you. I was talking to you on Instagram comments too, I saw. And I'm glad that you appreciated the sweet comment, Shrimp Buffet. I'm glad it meant a lot. So yeah, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate you. Yeah, just even like commenting in the first place. So yeah, yeah, we're packing orders. I got my juice. Got some juice. It's like caffeine. I've been like trying to like switch between like tea and like other caffeine stuff because coffee got expensive, dude. Coffee got expensive and my stomach just can't handle it anymore. And it's kind of sad because I was like a big coffee person, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I got lots of stuff to talk about. I spent like pretty much Sunday night just thinking of things to bring up that I want to tell y'all. But one thing is, so I guess the first one real quick before we actually get started. On Twitch, I realized I couldn't see the channel points, so people were using them to like have me do stuff and I didn't see them. So my bad if you used channel points last time and I didn't see it, but now I can. It's like right here. So so that's pretty cool. And then other than that, yeah, I think we can get started. Okay, cool. So I printed out all the orders. We got 10 today. So like since Sunday night when we last like all hung out, I got 10 more orders. So bada bing, got all these. And I could do the order spread. So yeah. But what's it called? So first person, shouts out to Macklin, because they paid their own price, like 15 bucks. So like they pretty much just bought Monster Zero full price, even though it was like the whole free CD thing. So shout out to Macklin. If you ever watch this, Macklin, I appreciate you. But yeah. Oh, and last night I cleaned up my studio. It's slightly more clean than usual. Like if you look at the last VOD, it's like there's less just BS. So we're getting it done. All right, so Macklin got, oh my God, this is super broken. But Macklin got, oh my God, no. Okay, this one's also, oh my God. I didn't realize so many Groovy the Galaxy. Okay, there we go. We got a good one. Yo, Simple Hideo, what up, dude? Good to see you. I saw you sent me an email, but it was like right before I started streaming, so I'll get back to you after. But yeah, dude, thanks for following up on the show again, or like the show you went to, we were talking about last time. And yeah, but I'll check it out in a little bit. It's good to see you. Thanks for pulling up. All right, so we got, those CDs are all broken, sadly. But movies over here. Anyways, let me get into these stories. I was brainstorming. So the first one is, what's been nice is I've been going on a lot of like mental health walks. That's been really nice. Like the idea of it is that like, just because like being inside this dungeon all day, I think I like am vitamin D deficient because I'm like going outside because I was working on music stuff all day. So what I've been doing is like going outside in the morning, like after I wake up, and just walking around. And I guess like the whole idea is you're supposed to acknowledge one thing from each of your senses. So you'd be like, oh, I see some nice flowers and I could hear the birds and stuff like that. That's really nice. But the coolest part of it all is I never like, I don't know, I'm like a big plant guy. Like I'm not, that's random, but I'm not like super into like plants and stuff. But because I've been doing this, plants are cool, dude. I've been running up against like a bunch of flowers and cool bushes and stuff. So like now I have all these like super dope pictures of like different flowers and everything. So I think I'm gonna start using them for more of my chill stuff as like album covers. So it's been super nice. But simply today, all good. Just stopping to say, hey, last minute things, being invited to the movie. So I'll be back to rewatch the VOD. Yeah, dude, no worries. Enjoy the movie, man. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to the movies probably next week. I gotta watch the new Wicked. TechTrek says, I finished that art I was working on. I already said that, but I didn't show up in the messages. Oh, huh, that's weird. I didn't show up. Huh. I don't know, maybe it like glitched. But dude, congrats on finishing the art. That's super sick. I'm glad to hear that it's going good. Was it, remember last time I like, the artist, or not the artist, the person you were drawing, they were called Tinashe, I think? Or it wasn't Tinashe. It was something like that. I remember, or Tasha. That's what it was. Something I remember. It started with a T. But I don't know, I was thinking like the Eric Andre thing where he's like, Tinashe, where you at? Roses says, I love plants. I have a collection of rose pictures. Yeah, I bet with the name Roses. That's super cool. That's dope. So like, is it like all like, is it like printed out pictures that you have like around the house? Or is it more like, you know, like you take pictures of roses and you have like a backup of a bunch of your favorite rose pictures? But yeah, plants are kind of underrated. I think I want to get a money plant. I think I mentioned in one of the streams that like once someone gifted me a money plant and like one of my songs did really good right after. So I was like, probably should buy a bunch of money plants just to like help. It's good luck for me, I guess. That and like, I don't know, I used to have a lot of plants in my house, and what I realized is that like that's nature's air filter, dude. So like I like going to people's houses when they have a bunch of plants because like the air just, something about the air is just so much more like fresh and nice, in my opinion. Where you going at? I feel like I'm screaming because the music's so loud on my headphones. All right, cool. So since Macklin pretty much bought Monster Tape Zero full price because they're a G and they're awesome, we'll throw them in some extra stickers to be super nice. But I always wonder, like, because I feel like stickers is like the easiest thing to like give to people to be like, oh, thank you so much, you know what I mean? But one of the things is that you can add on stickers. So I'm like, I wonder if they didn't add them on because they don't want stickers, or if they just didn't want those particular stickers. So I'm always like, So hopefully they like the stickers, or they have like a little brother or something they can like give them to. Okay, that's that. I'll probably give them. I'll do like this. Wait, no. Okay. No. But yeah, so would recommend going on walks, especially if you're like working indoors or you work from home or something. Like it's been honestly kind of like changed my whole everything, not gonna lie. All right. Rosa says, on my phone, they're put away on a drive, but it's a nice idea to have stuff physically. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I have all my plant pictures on my phone too. And but yeah, every once in a while I like print stuff out. Like you can't see it that well, but like this whole wall right here is just a bunch of like different posters I've collected either from shows I've played or like just random things. I have like my college degree up there. I have a bunch of like, I don't know, sometimes I will print out pictures too, just to put on my wall. So yeah, I think printing out stuff's underrated. And Shrimp Buffet says, I keep watching the plant Lavender. Oh, I keep wanting to plant lavender in my house. I just don't know the first thing about botany. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I've been able to keep plants alive. Like like being a gardener is like its own like super skill. And it's funny too, because I feel like the most unassuming people will be like really good gardeners. I mentioned it last time, my buddy Billy, they're like super hardcore creative designer guy. And I met them through like working, but also like through skating. But I remember every time I go to their house, they'd be like, dude, look at my squash I have growing back here, dude. And he just, just looked at it like, hell yeah. Like, I don't know. Like you wouldn't expect him to be a super good gardener, but he was. And like I said, I can see the channel points now, so I will be hydrating. Thank you, Shrimp Buffet. Zaku said, wait, let me drink. Zaku says, I took a 40-minute walk to get coffee this morning. Coffee walks are my favorite, dude. I would love that. I used to live in like North Long Beach, and we had a place called Black Ring Coffee. And like every Sunday or Saturday morning, I would go and walk to it just to get coffee, like, specialty coffee. It was hella good. And I was like, oh, I missed that. Rosa says, the only picture I have printed is a baby picture of my cat when we first got him. His name is Panda. He's a tuxedo cat. That's so cool. I love tuxedo cats. I have 2 black cats. They're in the living room, like just sleeping right now. But yeah, that's cool. Their name is Panda. My cats' names are Dio and Donut. So like Dio, the singer, but also like, anime, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But then also Donut is named after like Donuts by Jay Dilla, the album. But yeah, they're both adorable. I love cats. And yeah, every once in a while I'll look at like my cat's baby pictures and when I got them when they were first born. And like, they're like 1/4 the size. Like I have one of like Donut and she's just like, I got her like a Game Boy scratcher and she's just like scratching on it and she's just so adorable. Yo, what up, Austin? Good to see you, dude. Thanks for stopping by. And I think I replied to your comment on coilovers, dude. I'm glad to hear that you're liking it, and I appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by and catching the stream. All right, let's get some bubble wrap on these CDs for Macklin, so it's all gonna be safe. Where are my skizzers? Oh, here they are. But yeah, walks are cool. The next thing, so I know I have like a pretty funny title this time around about like if an alien had a car dealership, what would they name it or something. Let me tell that story. Actually, we can keep talking about cats. I love cats. Let's talk about cats first, actually. Oh, I gotta mark this off real quick. Shrimp Buffet says, my cat's names are Kiki and BB. Oh, I love that so much. Kiki is owned and named by my sister, and BB is one of her kittens that I fell in love with, hence the matching names. That's so awesome, dude. Those names are goated. Oh, dude. I love how everyone's cat's names. But Kiki and BB is like really, really nice. Isn't Kiki also from Kiki's Delivery Service? Or the cat wasn't named Kiki. But whenever I hear Kiki and I think of cats, I think of Kiki's Delivery Service, like the Studio Ghibli movie. But that's super sick, dude. Shrimp Buffet. And Rosa says, oh, nice names. I like black cats as well as both tucks. Yeah. Black cats are my favorite. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like black cats are kind of goated. I know some people are kind of like, more think of them as like the Halloween decorations. Because like, it's like Halloween themed cats. But I don't know. I think like the temperament and like the personality they have tends to be just the right mix of like, like Mimi cat behavior, but also like chill enough where they're not like always jumping off the walls. Atlas says, what's up? Just got in from skating around my neighborhood and booted up Skate 3. Hey, that's what's up, Atlas, dude. That's cool you're playing Skate 3. Dude, I miss playing Skate 3. That's so sick. Dude, have fun playing Skate 3. I want to like, one of these streams, I'll just pull up like a Skate 3 or session or something. We can like all jam to that. But dude, that's so sick. Yeah, Skate 3 is a lot of fun. Rosa says tuxedo and black are underrated. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love tuxedo cats. Maybe one day I'll probably try a tuxedo. Like I have friends with tuxedo cats, but I never like lived with one. So yeah, but tuxedo cats are super sick. Kektrick says, I got cat allergies, so I can't get a cat. Oh no. But my sister has a cat. His name is Muzan. That's a cool name. Especially because Muzan from like, what's it called? Demon Slayer. Like that's the main villain. So like that's extra cool. But that's what I think of at least. Austin asks, have you tried the new skate? Yeah, I tried it. Yeah, the new skate's pretty sick. I like that it's co-op, but I'm like 50-50 on it. Because like, I don't know, I skate in real life. So because of that, when Project Session and Skater XL came out, I was like, this is perfect because each analog stick is its own foot. So like I don't know, I prefer that more. But the new skate, I like that they have so much like stuff to do in it. And I like that you can skate with your friends and stuff, and that's really nice. But I don't know, it just feels very like Fortnite-y and corporate, if that makes sense. So like, as much as I do like the new skate, and it has been fun to play with friends here and there, for, like the little challenges, I think like if I had to pick just one, I'd probably like I guess whenever I do have like 5 seconds to play a skateboarding game, I usually go for Project Session just because I like the like each foot is its own thing, because then it like reminds me of like real life. So yeah. And then Atlas says, I've only started skating again recently after like 6 years. Just got new wheels and bearings today too. Hey, that's what's up. What kind of wheels and bearings? You don't mind me? Do you like know the wheel brand and the bearing brand? Because like I'm always been like a Bones Reds guy. And funnily enough, like one of my favorite stories is I was at a skate shop once. I knew I was getting old when I was at a skate shop, and there was some kid like talking to like some Vans employee, and they were like, oh, I don't know what bearings to buy. So because of that, I came over and I was like, hey there, kiddo, you gotta get Bones Reds. I've been skating these for like 9 years. And the kid looked at me and just immediately turned away and left. And I was like, oh my God, he just totally unked me pretty hard. So yeah. Prince Miller says, bro, this lady ordered like 45 Del Tacos. Dude, good luck. It's Taco Tuesday, that's why, dude. Because of that, they were like, yo, I'm about to feed a whole village with these 39-cent tacos. Good luck, dog. And Austin agrees with me on the whole, like, what's it called? Like, 2 analog stick design. Okay, I'm glad you agree with me on that. Zaku says, speaking of skateboards, I just bought a Poly and Dynamic trucks. Hey, yeah, me and Zaku are both big fingerboarders too. Like, I have this. Like, I have like multiple fingerboards, but like, me and Zaku are pretty nice at finger. I bet I could do one real quick. Oh no. Hey. Well, can you see it on camera? Oh, you can. Oh, shit. That's going to be a fingerboard stream one of these days. Atlas says, both Spitfires, some Formula 4s, and cheap shots. Okay, sick. Oh, dude, you're gonna be cruising, man. Yeah, Formula 4s are super, super dope. Yeah, if I ever can't get like, so my main wheel I like to skate is like Bones STFs. But when I can't get STFs, I usually go for Formula 4s because they're like super nice. And my bad, anyone not a skater, we're like nerding out about skate stuff. I mean, we can nerd about whatever, but it's super sick that we got skaters in the chat, dude. All right, we got Macklin stuff all packed up. But oh yeah, so the thing I was gonna bring up, I want to tell y'all today, like the whole title of the stream was like, what would an alien name a car dealership? So one thing that it's hella funny is in Long Beach, there's a car dealership called like it's just a car dealership, and I drove past it, and the name of the car dealership is Hooman, so like HOOMAN, and like it's just, you know, the car dealership's last name. But then I was with a friend at the time, and they were like, that sounds like an alien made it, because like imagine if you're an alien and like, you know, you get teleported to Earth and you have to get a job, and they're like, what's your name, Sonny? And he's like, Jerry. And they're like, okay, what's your last name? Hooman. You know what I mean? So then I like to think that an alien got teleported, had to come up with a name on the spot, and then just somehow ended up like selling cars. And they were like, my last name's Hooman, so let's just name it Hooman Auto Dealership. But yeah, if you look at it, like, I don't know, you probably Google Maps it, but in Long Beach there's a car dealership called Hooman Auto something. Auto. I'll find it. I'll find it at some point and send it to you. It's like, I remember it's on like Pacific Coast Highway, and it's like, it's a Toyota dealership too. I remember the exact car. But yeah. Atlas says, I just didn't want something kind of flashy. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, cause yeah, I don't know. I feel you. I'd always grab like better quality gear than like over stuff that looks nice, because like, you know, like you're gonna be abusing whatever you're skating on just by the amount of impact and stuff. So 100% feel you on that. And Zaku got Black Widow bearings. That's super sick. They come in a coffin case? That's so dope. I like when people commit to the bit. And Shrimp Buffet, I'm glad you like my Who Man auto dealership thing. Yeah, it's one of my like low-key one of my go-to like party jokes, especially in Long Beach. Because like I don't know. Anyone in Long Beach is always like Lamau. Yo, Ian, what up? Thanks for stopping by, dude. It's good to see you. And yo, love your music. Ian, thank you so much. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for stopping by to tell me that. And yeah, thanks for checking this out. I appreciate it. And thanks for listening, dude. Like, for real, for real. All right, sick. We got Macklin's order. We're gonna, I need a marker. I'm also thirsty. So, I know also we got a lot of gamers in the chat. Gamers rise up. But so one of my I think, was it Roses? Maybe Roses mentioned they're going to Japan soon. One of the streams, someone mentioned they're going to Japan soon. But what's really cool about Japan is they have like a bunch of like, I really want to check out the Japanese arcades. And like what was wild is when I went, like every arcade, like this was back in 2019, but like every arcade had like one floor that was all dedicated to like one game. And it was wild because it was just, every seat was always taken every time. So I remember like going up to play it, and it was like some Gundam game, and I remember just getting absolutely smacked, like just obliterated within like 5 seconds. And I was like, I have no clue what just happened because it was all in Japanese. So when I ended up coming back home, I ended up like doing a bunch of research on like what the game was, because I was like, why was there like literally every arcade, like 20 machines, always someone playing at all times when I was out there? And I found out the game was called Gundam Versus, which they have a PlayStation 4 one that got imported to the US, but I also found out there was a PSP one. And since I still have like a PSP Go that I jailbroke and stuff, dude, I got hella good at Gundam Versus. So just throwing it out there, if anyone's looking for like, they have like a jailbroken, if that's what they still call it, PSP, look up the English patch for Gundam Versus, and that game slaps, dude. That's my highly recommend it. Or if you have a PS4, look into it, because it's like a super sick like arena fighter where like it's all about like managing a boost while like fighting other Gundam. It's crazy. It's super dope. But yeah, just throwing it out. I don't know, that's one thing I wanted to bring up to you today, was about that one game, because I was like, I forgot. Anyways, Zaku says, dog, do you remember DNA skateboards? The graphics were always a mad scientist and an alien. Oh, I don't think I do. I don't think I've seen, like that sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen like a graphic. But yeah, I'll have to, I don't remember, I'm sorry. Trick says, I just remembered something I want to recommend. Have you ever watched Rocket Star's Death of a Rock Star? That's cool you mentioned that, because a friend of a friend actually knows him. Like so the guy that taught me about the whole like free CD thing, his name is Basic Printer. He's homies with Rocket Star. So yeah, I haven't watched it, but I've seen their ads, and like I think I follow them even. But they look super sick. They have like the face paint and everything. I hella want to watch it because it's just wild. They animated the entire movie themselves and wrote all the music for it. So yeah. But thank you for the recommendation, Kextrick. What do you think of it? Actually, if you don't mind me, Kextrick, like, did you watch it? Do you have like any thoughts? Because like I've only seen the ads and like the trailer for it. But yeah, let me say thank you to Macklin real quick before this marker tries out. Thank you, Macklin. Boom, 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 boom. Hey. Sick. Zaku says, or when Powell had the Angel mascot character. I do remember the Angel mascot. That went so hard. I love that the Powell Angel, dude. Alex Xavier, the creator. Yo, big ups to Gundam. Dude, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Thanks for all the heart emojis and the fire emojis and all the Gundam love. I know Zaku also is a big Gundam fan, so shouts out to Gundam. Rosa says, I also got an ad of Rocket Star's Death of a Rock Star of that movie, and I've been wanting to see it. Yeah, okay. Kektrick, if you got a second, let me and Roses know. What do you rate it? Is it worth us taking the time to go watch it? At least in your opinion. I'm probably gonna watch it at some point either way, just because it's like a friend of a friend technically. But yeah. But sick. Next we got Anna, and shout out to Anna because she got all 3 tapes. and a CD. So yeah, she must have like a really cool boombox or something. Or she just likes collecting tapes. I love this song. This song is The Hero's Defeated. It's just like an interpolation of I forgot what it is in Zelda, but it is like a Zelda MIDI that I like redid some of the notes and stuff like that and redid some of the chord progressions. So yeah, this is like total Zelda song, but like made into like a chill beat. Rosa says, love seeing passion. I love that. Was crazy to hear. He worked on the movie with no knowledge of animation. It first shows you can do anything. I'm interested regardless too. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I don't know. I love it when people, just dedicate their lives to something. Like I don't know, one movie that was like my first like really understanding of that was Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Like I just really respected the fact that he was like, I do the exact same thing every single day because then I can just get slowly better at doing the exact same thing every day. And that's why sushi is so good. So like, I love it when like someone's just like, yo, look, like I just really want to make music and I have this vision and I'm just gonna do whatever I can to do like, you just make it happen. I think it's so cool. Yeah, I love that too, Roses. Kektrick says, I watched it and I own the 2 CD soundtrack of it. The music is really good. You should totally check it out if you got like $20 to spend. It's like an 8/19, 8 out of 10, I think. The OC is amazing. Hey, 4 out of 5 is really good. That's like a B, you know what I mean? A B+. I'm super down. And yeah, from the snippets I've heard of the music, it sounds like just pure, like sick, like 70s rock. So yeah, I definitely gonna check it out. Thank you, Kektrick, I appreciate it. In Shrimp Buffet, I knew it was Zelda. I felt it in my soul. Yeah. I'm glad that it came across and you felt it, dude. Yeah, me and Navi worked on it. It was a lot of fun. All right, we're getting Anna some stickers. Zaku says, Marcus wants to go to round 1 when we go to Japan. I told him that I was only down if we found a Gundam Versus in it. Yeah, dude, I mean, like, they have them everywhere. I'm pretty sure round 1 does. Like, I don't think there was a single arcade I went into that did not have Gundam Versus. Because, like, it is, like, beyond popular out there. Like, everybody's playing it, dude. It's wild. But it is a hella good game, though. I don't blame them. Would recommend. All right, cool. Got some cool stickers for Anna. Let's give him one more Radical Reptar. But yeah, let me see what else we got over here. What else did I want to tell you all about? So we told you about that. Oh, y'all are gonna love this. Y'all are gonna love this. Kektrick says, just be ready for a bit of a slow start. It is music from beginning to end. It's like an animated album that tells a pretty decent plot. Cool, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, so I guess it's like, is it like almost like an animated musical? Is that a thing? Because even then, that's pretty sick. I think they sell it, or not sell it, but they describe it as a rock opera, which I've been super down for. So yeah, but all the music sounds good, so I wouldn't even mind. It'd probably just be something to have nice on in the background too, I bet. Like as like a background like show, but it's all music and cool stuff's going on. So yeah. But yeah, y'all are gonna love this next story I got for you. I've been wanting to tell y'all this for a while. So what's been nice about doing the what's been nice about doing the whole like CD thing is that like it's like I mentioned a couple times, it's done really good. So like there's 2 separate times where I got recognized, not even as a Groovy Kaiju, but as like the free CD guy, which is hella funny. But like once I was hanging out with my buddy Elvin, and I was at like some like Long Beach, like, you know, like First Friday, all the businesses and stuff are all hanging out. And like some random dude came up to me like with his parents and he was like, hey, are you the guy who sells free CDs? And I was like, yes, I am. He was like, all right, cool. And just like left, didn't ask any more context or anything. He didn't even know like who my music was. He just knew me as the free CD guy, which is hella funny. And an even funnier one is back when I ran that show in LA, I was, you know, just to like be nice and like introduce everyone, I would go around asking every person that came to the show, like, hey, how'd you find out about it? You having a good time? Like, you know what I mean? Because it was like my show, so I want to make sure everyone's having a good time. So one person pulled up, like they were like one of the first people. So I was just talking to him, making small talk, and I was like, yeah, man, so how'd you find out about the show? And he was like, yeah, man, like I found out about this show because I like saw it on Instagram. But the thing is that like I saw this guy Groovy Kaiju was playing it, And like I see his free CD ad all the time. It's like the most annoying thing on Instagram I see every single day. So I was like, you know what? I'll just come to the show and just see what he's about. I don't even know who this guy is. And I was like, oh, haha, that's great. Yeah, so I'm Groovy Kaiju, and he was like, oh shit, my bad. But then like later on that night, I saw him with like 2 drinks, just having the time of his life. So I was like, all right, cool, he's having a good time. But it was just hella funny because he didn't recognize I was the guy who ran the show and was like talking shit about me to me. So it was fun. But Trick says, yes, it's an animated musical. There aren't much character moments, but I like what the story has to say. And it's got some really cool visuals at times. Sick. Sick. Cool, I'm glad to hear. Yeah, I like the visual style too. Like I like that it looks like, you know, they learned how to do animation just for this, like, you know, project they had in mind. And I like the guy with like 4 arms from what I've seen. So yeah. Shrimp Buffet, to be fair, I was worn down by how frequent I got your ad. It does play a lot. Yeah, my bad. The thing is, I can't control it. Like Instagram just does what it wants to do. And I think, I don't know, something about Mark Zuckerberg is just like, I think Mark is at home or something. He's just like, this is the list of people that's gonna see this ad every single day. Because I can't control it. It's Mark's fault, I promise. But yeah. But I wasn't even mad. I wasn't like upset with the guy. It was just more funny to me. Because I was like, oh, oops. And it's always nice. I mean, it was kind of like funny because there's something someone's commented before was like, I see this all the time. But it was like funny to see it like in real life. You know what I mean? Not that someone commenting isn't real life, but it was just like hella funny to see it like face to face. I don't know. And Zaku says, there's going to be a time when someone does that to me with Tune in Tokyo around, and I can't wait. I know. Yeah. It is like a moment. Because I don't know. It's just like, you know, we're just people on the internet. Like all of us like watching this right now. We're all just people on the internet. So it's like funny how like when it comes to real life, like what goes on. Because like, I don't know. I know sometimes it can feel like it's not real, but like I feel like I'm very good at like making sure that I understand it's all like this is a real person. You know what I mean? I try to treat everyone like a real person, just in general. But yeah, I don't know. It's always like wow to see it face to face. I hope you get what I'm saying. It's just funny. Atlas says, me too, but I still enjoy it. Also, I told you Sunday when my cassette player came and I enjoyed the album. Yay! Yeah. Well, thanks for following up. I'm glad to hear that like it like you enjoyed the album. I appreciate it. Thank you, Atlas. I appreciate it a bunch. And I hope your cassette player is working good. Do you have any other cassettes to try on it? I'm curious to hear like your cassette collection. If like it's all like you're like, oh, sick. But yeah, thank you again. I appreciate it. Rosa says, your ads and other artists are the best thing to see on Instagram. I can't be annoyed when I've seen some really shady ads. Yeah, I feel you on that. That's one thing I always like. Well, thank you, Roses. I really appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing is that like I'm like, would I rather like see another, you know, artist like trying their best, you know what I mean? Or like another like, hey, you should buy our protein cereal because we got the best protein cereal. Or like Coca-Cola be like, family moment 27, hee hee ha ha. And it's like, dude, I would much rather see some dude playing the ukulele over like some like crazy techno drums any day of the week. Like something like that. Not that like, you know, not that I'm like morally better or anything, if that makes sense, but I don't know, yeah. I'm on the same vibe as you, Roses. I'm trying to see more art. In fact, I was telling a friend the other day, I was like, I'm kind of getting tired of like, my Instagram algorithm is like mostly people just talking about stuff. And I'm like, I want to see more DJs. I want to see more like artists. I want to see more animators. I want to see like art on Instagram more in general. Rather than like someone being like, oh, this is the latest like gaming news, which I don't know, maybe it's my fault because I'm the one that likes it. Maybe I gotta like fix my algorithm or something, but yeah, I genuinely am like stoked whenever I get to see art pop up on my feed. But Kicktrick says the movie gets pretty wild with its visual jokes too, so you know, be prepared. Okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll make sure not to like watch it on an airplane or something. Not that I'm flying anywhere, but I won't like watch it on like a bus ride or like on the light rail. This is Anna. Oh yeah, we hooked it up for Anna too. Let's go. So yeah. And if you don't mind me asking too, how's everybody doing? I feel bad I always forget to ask. I'm too busy like, look at all these stories I'm excited to tell you. Yeah, feel free to drop in chat how you doing. I'd really genuinely be stoked to hear, because we got like a community going, you know what I mean? We see each other like every other day at this point. Yeah, let me wrap this up real quick. And then I'll look at what other stories I got that I want to tell y'all. Sick. Shouts out to Anna. Goes away. And this is gonna sound crazy out of context, but Ketrick says I'm doing fine. Cool. I'm glad to hear. And Roses is doing good too. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I hope dinner was good. Yeah, I just ate before this. I have like a thing I call them like chicky bowls. So me and my partner call them. And essentially it's just like Costco sells these like breaded chicken fillets. And then what I do is I like make some like seasoned rice. And I season the rice with like turmeric, MSG, which we've talked about a bunch already, basil, parsley, and usually just those four. So it makes the rice taste a little bit more like herby. And then I go ahead and I take the Costco chicken breast breaded fillets, put those in the air fryer for like 20 minutes. They come out super crispy. And then I cut them up into like cubes and I put that on the rice with some Japanese barbecue sauce. It is like the easiest good meal. Like good for you and like good tasting meal. So I just ate that. And then later today, I don't know what I'm gonna eat later today. My sleep schedule's all messed up, so I gotta eat dinner at like 10 p.m. or something. But yeah, next thing I want to tell y'all was what's it called? So, shrimp. Hey, shrimp buffet. Okay, cool. Shrimp buffet says, yeah, I've been trying to refresh my feed from like those mindless, satisfying videos into more stuff about people's lives and the outdoors and stuff. I've thankfully been getting a lot of urban explorers and outdoor living and nomad stuff. That's super sick. That's super sick. Yeah, I wish I got more outdoorsy stuff too. Like one thing, speaking of outdoorsy stuff, did you ever watch like Outdoor Boys? I think they recently like stopped doing their channel. I missed that channel. I was like watching it a bunch for a cool minute. And then like literally right as I got into it, they're like, so this is my last video. And I was like, no. But yeah, in case you aren't familiar, Outdoor Boys is like a channel where it's like a dude in Alaska and they'd be like, I'm gonna go camping with no tent and negative 20 degrees. It was like, what? How do you even survive? And he would like break down how he would make like essentially like snow shelters and like would cook in them and everything. And like the scariest thing to me was like, they would mention like while you sleeping, like essentially the roof would cave in like 2 feet from the new snow they added on top. And he was like, yep, you just kind of hope that your snow shelter doesn't cave in on you. And I'm like, that's wild. But yeah, Shrimp Buffet, I want to get more stuff like that. Yeah, because some of the mindless videos, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to experience culture. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. So yeah, but Shrimp Buffet gets me, yeah. Yeah, we got to fix our algorithms. But Rampage says, I'm going to start using the word hereby. Yeah, I mean, it is a good word. It's nice for transitions and stuff. All right, let me say thank you to Anna real quick. Thank you, Anna. I have an aunt named Anna. And she's super cool. She's always gossiping about everything. Zaku says, just waiting not to take off to Japan. Hey, still gotta buy my return flight, but I'm holding out for a long layover in Taiwan at a decent price. Hey, dude, all right. Sick, I'm glad to hear. Yeah, I'm stoked to hear that, like, it's funny because, like, you just went to Japan for the first time ever, like, I think a year ago. Or, like, we were talking about you going to Japan for the first time ever, like, a year ago. Now you're like, every other month I'm going to Japan. At least I feel like that's what it's been like. Like, you figured it out once and you were like, all right, cool, now I just gotta, like, get back out there as often as I can. All right. Next we're doing Joel, and Joel got a tape. So shouts out to Joel. We're getting a tape. Oh, so what I was gonna say was, a pro tip for like conversating in general, like one of my favorite things to like ask people is like what your first memory is. So I don't know if anyone has like a shorter first memory and they have the energy to type it out, but essentially the idea is that like you would ask someone like, when you think all the way back, like as far back as you can remember, what is like your first memory? And I've always gotten like really fun answers from that. Mine is, and like I feel like when you ask people that, you kind of do get some insight into like their default operating as a person. But like mine was my first memory ever was, funnily enough, not the same aunt that I have named Anna, but a different aunt. But like, you know, I'm a kid, so she's like 1 billion feet tall. And like I lived in like my first house I remember growing up in had like vaulted ceilings, so like the world just looked like infinite ceiling, like a Star Wars thing, like super high. And then she's like super tall, even though she's not actually, but she's looking down at me and she goes like, "Hey Aaron, do you want to go to Hometown Buffet?" And as a kid, I'm just like, "Yes, I want to go to Hometown Buffet, let's go." You know what I mean? Just being so excited to go to Hometown Buffet. And then I remember we got in the car and like drove to it, but then like my memory stops like once we got like more than halfway there because I was just so excited to go eat Hometown Buffet as a kid. Zaku says, "Haha, I was there back in April." Yeah, it definitely feels like that. Yeah, you've been traveling a bunch, dude. Rosa says, "That's a good question. Mine is playing Mario Party 2 and Mario 64 with my siblings. We saw that 64 put away safe." That's so cool. That's so awesome. I like that one a lot. That's so adorable too. Yeah, especially with like your siblings and everything. Because I don't know, I feel like, because if you think about it too, it's like when you're a kid, that's like when your brain turns on, you know what I mean? When you start remembering stuff. So like something like as a kid, you were just like, I'm having such a good time in this moment that like I need to, you know, it's like the first thing your brain was like, we should remember this because it's such a fun, good time. So like that's awesome. That's so cool that it's like, and it's with your siblings too. And we still have the 64. That's so sick. I'm like, I know, I'm not just saying that, like I'm actually like so, like that warms my heart to hear. But Shrimp Buffet says, "Sitting in a chair alone, watching Snow White on a pink Disney Princess TV at my mom's friend's house." That's pretty cool. What do you, if you don't mind me asking, Shrimp, if you think there was like a particular thing that like you think that your brain was like, "Oh, we gotta remember this," because I think the pink Disney Princess TV, maybe it was just like the fact that you're watching a Snow White on like a princess TV. I think probably like your brain was like, "Oh, this is sick." You know what I mean? That and like, I don't know, yeah. And another thing, mom's friend's house. Yeah, I feel like a lot of my like childhood memories are at like my mom's friend's house too. Like I just remember like what their houses looked like as a kid. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe it was like a, "Oh, where am I?" You know what I mean? But yeah. Atlas says, "My first memory was me playing with some toys in the driveway at my house. And I was about to get on the school bus with my sister. I was maybe 3 and not in school. My parents had to get me before I got on the bus." Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, probably, that one's cool too. If I had to guess, is that one like, I don't know. Yeah, what does that mean? Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that like when I ask them, like a lot of them tends to be about toys or something. Like Zaku, we have a mutual friend, Tune in Tokyo. I don't want to dox the real name, but they said that like when they were a kid too, like one of their first memories was them just like, they had all these books and they were like, "Oh yeah, I got this book, it's over here. Got this book, it's over here. Let's go." You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe Atlas, yours was like, "Oh, I got all these cool toys, but my mom's about to get me, so I gotta leave these toys for the cunt." Or I don't know. I love kid brain. Rampage says, "Mine is eating celery and peanut butter at Head Start and trying to shove square blocks into circle templates while playing shape toys." That's pretty cool. I love that one. Celery and peanut butter is so good too. And just being a kid, just like, I don't understand. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, and Triple Face says, "It was either the TV or it being one of my first ever Disney films, or possibly animated films." You know, that makes a lot of sense. Because yeah, like if you're a kid seeing something animated, that's like, yeah, I'm sure. Because I remember like for me, like I don't remember a lot of watching Blue's Clues, but like my parents have told me I was like a Blue's Clues kid when I was like really little, and I definitely like remember the feeling of watching Blue's Clues and being like, "Oh shit, what's Blue gonna do next?" You know what I mean? Just being like hyped and like thinking Steve was a real person and stuff like that could like talk to me. Like I remember that feeling. So yeah, so for you it was probably like, wow, that's crazy that like, you know, there's a person that's like not a real person, but they're talking like a person, you know what I mean? Your brain was probably just trying to like figure out like, what am I even looking at? This is crazy. How is it moving? Because yeah, that's a lot of things about being a kid is that like, as I get older, I kind of realize I'm like, wow, like kids get like super upset because if you think about it, like up until that point of their life, that was like the worst thing that's ever happened to them. You know what I mean? Like when a kid like, you know, drops their ice cream cone, like up to that moment of their life, that was the most tragic thing that they've ever experienced ever. So that's why they react like that. Because they're like, I can't believe I dropped my ice cream. It's like nothing else more tragic has ever happened. So yeah, I don't know, I just, kids, I don't know. I should have went to like become a child psychologist or something. But Rosa says, I had no clue it was Mario Party 2 until I played with a friend for the first time on the Switch. But a lot of childhood memories involved multiplayer gaming with the siblings. It's nice. That's super sick. Yeah, I have a lot of my childhood memories too do involve playing co-op games with like friends or like my brother. Like me and my little brother, I think I mentioned it once, but for some reason my mom let me and my little brother play Conker's Bad Fur Day when we were really little. So it's a lot of memories of playing that with him. I think I mentioned my buddy who teleported once. I told that story on the first stream. Me and him used to play a lot of Kirby Superstar together. And yeah. That's sick. I'm glad to hear that like you're able to like revisit that everything, Roses. That's super dope. Atlas says, my first Mario Party was 4. It was goated. Yeah, Mario Party's super sick. I never got super into it. But I've always, you know what I mean? Not that I've always wanted to, but I don't know. Yeah, just whenever I have like a party and we're doing like games or something, it was always more like Smash or another one was Dokapon Kingdom, which is super random if anyone knows that. But it's like Mario Party, but rather than just like, you know, like normal Mario Party, like it's like an RPG. So like you have to like level up and stuff while you're going along the game board. It's pretty cool, but like it gets really like repetitive really fast. But it's a really cool concept. And like the game is still going on to this day. Like some people are like hardcore Dokapon Kingdom fans. So if you haven't checked it out and you're looking for something like a Mario Party with some friends, want to try something new on like a weekend, I'd recommend it. All right, let's give them this real quick. And yeah, we can do those two. Yeah, we'll do those two. I'll give them one more. Kektrick says, I remember going to like a Goodwill. It wasn't Goodwill, but it was a similar thrift store or something. And I found this Cars bulldozer and I got so excited and cherished it as a kid. That's so cool. Kektrick, that's dope. Yeah, Cars is super dope. And like, I like watching all the memes from Cars these days, like all the Kachow memes and stuff. Like I saw one where like it was Emperor Palpatine, you know, Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars, where he shoots the lightning out of his hands. Where like it's that scene, but instead of the lightning coming out, where he's like power, he just goes ka-chow. Like the lightning comes and gets Mace Windu. He's like ah. Shrimp Buffet says, it's not my first memory, but I also have a very strong memory of playing with a Sesame Street piano at a daycare before getting picked up and getting to ride in a random pony guy and there was selling rides for the kids. I don't know why the piano part is so strong there too, but it's just as strong as the pony. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's just something about like, you know, ponies and music. That's pretty sick. Like, have you heard of Horse Girl? They're a pretty sick artist. You might like Horse Girl. But no, that's cool though. Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone here, we probably all are very big music fans. So like, probably like music from like being a young kid, you were like, yo, this is crazy. This is so sick. And then like, and if there's a pony there, dude, your brain was like, we need to record this. This sounds like an awesome time. You know what I mean? I could imagine that being really strong, yeah. Like I have really strong memories of like the day my cousin showed me Demon Days from the Gorillaz. Like I remember he like let me listen to it and I was like, yo, what is this? Like I gotta have this. So yeah. Rampage says, I did a multiplayer on a 2-controller system. The SNES, we would just take turns on a controller. It was a lot of fun. We played Super Mario Kart. Super Mario Kart was a game, that's super sick. Super Mario Kart, for me, I remember my older cousins had it and they would play it a lot. But I, like as a kid, I just couldn't understand like the way the 3D was like not 3D. Like, so my brain was just like, I don't understand how like the distance of things. I don't mean my brain's dumb, but Super Mario Kart is goated, but I just, kid me could not figure it out. Like I just couldn't understand the depth perception. It was kind of funny. And Rosa says, that's the only Mario Party game I got to play until the new one came. But speaking of childhood games, Kirby Air Rider returning has been extra exciting. Yes, I have so many Kirby Air Rider memories too, Roses. That's so sick. Yeah, I definitely, like, that's a game that I'm kind of like, ooh, should I get a Switch 2 just to play that? But like, I have a lot of friends that have Switch 2s. I might just like, yo, let me pop in one day so we could play Kirby Air Riders. Because yeah, I had a buddy named Caleb, and we were like childhood homies. We'd hang out all the time, and we played baseball together a lot. But what's it called? Yeah, they had a GameCube, and we used to just like play the Kirby Air Riders. You know, like, not like the races, but you know, like the game mode where like you have to collect all the stuff in the world, and at the very end you play a mini game based on like what you collect and like what Air Riders you get and stuff. Like, we would play that for hours. Just like, it was so much fun. Kirby Air Riders is definitely like a core memory for me. And yeah, like when I saw they were bringing it back, I was like, oh shit. Like, only the real ones know, let's go. So yeah, that's cool. You know, Kirby Air Riders too, Roses. Yeah, I feel like it's like a deep cut. Because like, it's surprising to think about it, but like the GameCube back in the day didn't sell that well. So like, I feel like I need to like, you know, a lot of people have a lot more nostalgia for like PS2 games. And like, only certain people really like were deep into the GameCube catalog other than like Smash. Tektrick says, I used to love Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Yeah, that I remember watching, like, so I think I mentioned in another stream where my buddy used to like get into like a bunch of random E3 parties. And I remember when like, you know, I was at technically E3, like in the lobby when Nintendo did the direct for Smash for 3DS, and everyone just being like, oh my God. And then when it finally came out, because it got delayed like 20 billion times. Yeah, me and NetNavi used to just play it all the time, like 24/7, in like our apartment during college. And I remember one person had like a linear algebra class, and like the dude would just play Smash 3DS, and he would sit at the front. So he was really bold. He would sit in the front, just play Smash 3DS in front of the professor all day long. And then I remember like he did that like when Smash came out, and then we had a test finally, and when the test came, I remember him sitting there just looking so upset. He goes up to the front and he was like, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I just can't I just don't know any of this. And the professor was like, okay. Like, I could tell the professor was like, yeah, because you sat in my class for the past month and just fucking played Smash in the front row so everyone could see all class long. That's why you don't know anything. But like, he was a lot more subtle. He was very kind about it. I was like, yeah, Smash 3DS was super sick. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm sorry. Shrimp Buffet says, I sadly missed out on Kirby Air Riders, but I was a massive Mario Kart kid, and I still am to this day. Yeah, Mario Kart's super dope. When Mario Kart 8 came out for the Switch, I remember playing that for like a long, like I think I have like 100 hours on Mario Kart 8 for the Switch. It was like, yeah, Mario Kart's kind of underrated, and it only gets better. In the soundtrack for Mario Kart, it's like, it's wild. Like, there's a YouTuber named Adam Neely. He's like a jazz musician. And funnily enough, one of my buddies ratioed him one day on Twitter, but that's for another day. But he kind of talks about how like a lot of Mario Kart songs are becoming like jazz standards, if that makes sense. So it's like, if you're a jazz player, like learning how to play Mario Kart music is like, okay, now you really know what you're doing, because it's like really intricate and like super fun jazz. So yeah. But Rosa says, the thing I was talking about, Kirby Air Rider with like the world and stuff, it's called City Trail. So thank you. I'm glad you remember. And Rosa says, I just ran around there at some point, lol. Rosa says, if I was a professor, I'd ask how his gaming went on at some point. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think, so the professor was actually hella cool. Like, I have a buddy who's taking linear algebra right now, and like, they're like, I hate this. But I was like, I got lucky, because like, I guess they're pretty much were like a super like 70s dude. Like, literally, if you've seen the anime Space Dandy, he was kind of like Dandy from Space Dandy. He was even to the point where he'd like do problems, like math problems on the board, and he'd be like, and you just multiply these two matrices together and you're good to go. And that's your answer, baby. And just like in the most smooth 70s, like just dialect. I was like, this guy is such a like, and like he always like wore shirts where like his like chest hair was puffed out. Like he never left the 70s. He was like still a college kid in the 70s, but now he was a professor. So I think he was like more focused on just like being cool than to ask about, yo man, how's your Smash game going? But yeah. And this is going to Joel. Shouts out to Joel for getting a tape from the CD from Monster Zero. Shrimp Buffet says, I can check how many hours I gotta charge my Switch. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you know what I mean? If you got a second, I'd be stoked to hear. Yeah, I haven't opened my Switch in a minute. But yeah, I think last time I checked it was about 100 hours. Kektrick says, I bring up Smash 3DS was because it has Smash Run. Oh, which is just like City Tour. Yeah, I remember Smash Run was super sick. I played a lot of that too. Yeah, and it was like City Tour and Subspace Emissary mixed together. Yeah, I remember playing that a bunch with NetNavi. It was really fun because like, yeah, like the same idea where you can collect all the stuff and like at the very end you have to like go and do like one last fight with all the new power-ups and stuff you found. That was a super fun game mode. But yeah, Rosa says, what an interesting guy. Yeah, they were super interesting. And they were super nice too. Like every time I hung out with them, I was like, hey, you're cool. And Rosa says, Kektrick, I heard it was based on City Trails, so you weren't wrong. Okay, cool, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I think Sakurai, they made Air Raiders and Smash. That guy's so cool. Have y'all ever seen, if y'all are interested in game design, Sakurai actually has his own YouTube channel called like Masahiro Sakurai on making games, if I'm not mistaken. And he like pretty much just like, he just talks about like his entire, like everything he's learned about being a game designer over his entire career. And some of the videos are just like super fun and interesting. And it's like cool to hear like his point of view on a lot of stuff. Like I remember one thing, he made a video once that was like dead ass, just like, you know, games nowadays are like 40 hours long. And I apologize, like us as game designers shouldn't be taking up that much of your time. Like that's, you know, we're failing as an industry that we do that. And it's like, what? You know, you wouldn't expect that because that's like often like a big marketing selling point. It's like, buy this game because it's $60 and you'll get 200 hours of fun. But Sakurai is like, nah, we shouldn't be doing that. Like, we're better than this. It's like, what? It was one of my favorite YouTube channels for a cool minute, but they stopped uploading because I think they announced they're working on the next Smash. So he was like, yeah, I don't got time for this YouTube channel no more. And then he also surprise dropped, actually, I recorded this entire YouTube channel in like one sitting because I was actually working on the next Smash this whole time. All these videos were being released. And it was like, huh? But, you know what I mean? It was like one of those moments. There's like a meme out there somewhere, but it's like, nobody will ever be cooler than a Japanese game developer. And like the guy who made Tekken has like a super sick motorcycle. And like, one of them, another dude, I forgot the other guy, but they all have like, they all are super fashionable, like all the main game designers, and they're just cool people. And to me, that was like a Sakurai is the GOAT, because like I filmed an entire YouTube channel before anyone could even notice. Just like, what? But yeah. What I want to tell you all about next was, do y'all have like, this is super random, but what was funny in high school, I ended up becoming friends with somebody in my class. And like, as high school went on, I ended up becoming friends with like literally every member of his family, in just like random ways. Like he didn't have any siblings, but I ended up becoming friends with like all of his cousins through skateboarding. And he himself was like in my same classes, but then he had like another cousin that I think like played a lot of video games, and like we would play like Xbox. So like, it was like weird because like I became friends with this one guy's whole extended family. And at some point I finally came to like his birthday party, and I remember his mom was like, I heard so much about you from everyone. And I felt bad because I was just like drenched in sweat. It was like summertime and I skated all the way from my house to his, go to his birthday party. And she was like, I need to have a hug. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so sweaty. She's like, it's okay, you're a man. Like, you're supposed to be sweaty. And I was like, supposed to be sweaty? I was like, wait, what you mean by that? So yeah. Skyr says, God, I'm half tempted to get a Switch 2 just for whatever Sakurai's working on. Exactly, yes. Yeah, you get me, Skyr. Like, Sakurai's only loses bangers. Like, I wish they, like the Kid Icarus 3DS game, I'm surprised they never like continued on with that, because that game was also like super banging. Like, I feel like the only thing it was really lacking, like the online could have been, if the online was a slightly better, I think that game would have went bonkers. So yeah. I'm gonna give him one more sticker. I'll give him a plushie sticker. Probably should stop doing the plushie stickers though. I don't want to run out. Who buy the plushies? Rosa says, I have a friend with a friendly family, so it's nice to hear when that happens. I know, right? Yeah. Cause like, I don't know, I feel like in a past life or something else, like maybe you adopted me in a past life. Or something like that. Or like, I don't know. Because sometimes you do find out that like, you know, someone you're like, you know, I don't know if you've ever had this happen in your family, but in mine, like there's been times where, you know, I'll be friends with someone and they're like, oh, actually that's like my aunt's cousin or something. It's like, oh wow, we're related? No wonder we're such good friends. But like me and this other person, like we were completely different nationalities. So I doubt it, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like maybe like a past life or something. We were all like part of the same something. And Shrimp Buffet says, I'm one of those people who's too broke for a Switch 2. Now I gotta save up for a Steam machine. Yeah, the Steam machine looks really sick. I want it low-key. I need to give Valve hardware another chance. But yeah, I also have been saving up. But super random news. So like on the, I don't know, I'm not like opposed to share business stuff, but on the business side of things for Groovy Kaiju, we are finally getting out of debt. Let's go, yeah. I have like a whole spreadsheet of like the money stuff, and it like the number is now finally like woo. So we're doing good. No, we're not doing good, but we're, you know what I mean, we'll be all right. We actually pulled it off. But what I want to say was about the Steam machine. What's it called? Yeah, I think I mentioned it in maybe another stream. My bad if I did, but like I've always bought like different Valve hardware, like the Steam controller and like Steam Links, and they always end up breaking on me or something, or like something would go wrong where like I just couldn't use it anymore. So because of that, I've been like cursed with like not having working Valve hardware. But that being said, all my other friends, they're like, what are you talking about? It works great for me. But speaking of like just the way the world works sometimes, I think for some reason just Gabe Newell was like, this works for everyone except Aaron Turner. Like, write it in the code where if your name starts with Aaron and ends with Turner, it self-destructs or something. So I want to try the Steam Deck. A Steam machine sounds super sick, but I just like, you know, I mean, it's like I have to have like enough disposable income to be like, all right, well, if this does break, I wouldn't be financially ruined, because like my track record has been like that. But you should definitely get one, Shrimp Buffet, because it looks super sick. It looks like a steal for like what you're getting, especially. Okay, I need scissors. I'm packing this up for Joseph. All right. And then what I want to tell y'all next about was, oh, here's another, like, I love this story. It's kind of hard to explain it, so my bad if it's not that funny, but it was one of the funniest things that ever happened to me skating. So I have a buddy named Austin, and they rap. Actually, they're like a super mega talented rapper, and they go by like Lord Apotheosis. So it's very much like that spiritual, lyrical, miracle rap, but not really. Like they aren't just like saying big words to say big words, but like it is very like, oh, I was created by the gods to bring about the destruction of the something, and I used my third eye to see into the future, and I saw that I'm gonna defeat you type of rap. And what's it called? So once I was skating with him, and it was hella funny because we were like a Jack in the Box, and we were all just hanging out, and we were all like, you know, high school kids, so we didn't have that much money, so we would all just like get our dollar sandwiches or dollar like sodas and stuff and just hang out. And my buddy, you know, we're having a good old time, and my buddy Austin was like, I'm gonna do a kickflip. So you know, he gets his board out, look at the employees, they're all gone, puts his board down, does a kickflip, super nice, right? But then one of the employees comes back, he's like, hey, don't be skating in here, you can't do that. And he was like, why are you yelling at me? I didn't do anything. And she was like, you're the only one standing up. And he looked around and he was like, oh shit. So he thought he could get away with it. But like, it was the most obvious. You're the only one standing up. It had to be you. But Rosa says, I'm scared to touch specific technology for that reason, lol, but thankfully things have been okay. Yeah, okay, you feel me, yeah. I feel like, yes, I'm also very scared to just touch like technology here and there, because as I don't know, one thing I feel like too is when you have like a career doing software stuff, I feel like you start to just use computer stuff just to purposely break it, because it's part of your job is to like fix computer stuff. So like there's been lots of technology that like I look at and I'm just like, there's no way I could use that, because I just got the curse now. I got the curse of, you know, being an engineer at some point in my life that like I know it's gonna break on only me for some reason. So yes, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where like you can't really prove it, but I do think certain technology things just doesn't work for some people for whatever reason. So at least we're in the same boat, Roses. At least we can feel each other's pain on that. And Shrimpaface's Lamau, that's hilarious. Dude, yeah. It was like top 10 memories of my entire life. And it was also extra funny too, because Austin, his voice is like super deep. Like he's like, yo, what's good? So when she was like, stop doing that, he was like, how do you know it was me? He's like, you're the one standing up. So then he was like a villain admitting that they were wrong. Like, oh, my bad. You know, like a cartoon almost. So yeah. Yeah, their voice is kind of like Tyler the Creator, except like even deeper, low-key. And what's cool too is that like they recently like got back into kickboxing. So I've been like watching their like kickboxing clips, and it's like them narrating. It's like, yeah, so I kicked him in the head. I'm like, Jesus, dude. But yeah. So yeah, speaking of like skating around and stuff, part of that too was like at some point I remember like we would skate around so much. There was like one particular McDonald's we'd go to all the time because they had like the $1 things. And I remember the employees was like, you guys come here every day, like, can you not? I was like, damn. But I can't blame them, because we were like a bunch of like high school skate kids. We're probably being all loud and stuff. Like just one day they were like, not today. Not on my shift, please. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like you can't just spend $1 and be loud. All right, this is going to, I said Joseph. And what I want to tell you next was, oh yeah, do y'all have like any like cool first concert stories? Like what was y'all's first concert? Mine was like wild, because my first concert ever was actually like really insane. My buddy's parents, I have a song called Ken's Song, and like Ken was like a father to me, or like I kind of even consider him like a dad to me, like for real. But they're like my like one of my childhood best friends, like I guess stepdad technically, but like he's like a dad. He's like our dad. Anyway, so the first concert he took me and my buddy Kevin to was K-Rock Weenie Roast, and the lineup was like beyond stacked because it was a music festival in Anaheim or something, or Irvine. But Metallica headlined. There were Stone Temple Pilots, Bad Religion, Pennywise. Who else was there? The Offspring were there. Flowbots were there. If y'all remember the Flowbots. It was just like the most stacked concert of like all time, and it was like when all those bands were huge. Like it was I think it happened like 2011. But I remember being like 11 or something like that. I just started skating, and anyways, I remember like watching the concert, and I was like, I can't believe I'm here right now. This is so cool. But like, what was wild is you know, we were in the grass section, because you know we weren't like balling anything, but we were in the grass like section, and because of that, it was like really dry. And it was Southern California, so like fires are like a big problem out there. But you know, a bunch of people got really drunk, and one dude, like during I think Metallica, just took off their shirt, lit it on fire, threw it in the grass, and they all started like dancing around it. And then some dude even picked up the shirt and started swinging it around and throwing it across the grass field and stuff. So then it would light more shirts on fire, and like it was like, you know, that was the whole vibe. I remember being like 13, like, I'm gonna catch on fire. So I just started leaving the concert, and my parents were like, no, you can't just leave. And I was like, we're gonna catch on fire. What are you doing? I remember they looked at me and they were like, this happens all the time. Don't worry about it. You'll be safe. It's all good. And I was like, okay. And I just stood on the very edge of the grass for the rest of the concert, because I was like, I'm not gonna get caught on fire with some drunk dude throwing a flaming shirt at me. The key thing is that I've been to a lot of concerts since then, of all kinds. I've been to like death metal shows, all the way to like other outdoor shows. Like I've been to like the whole range of I've been to Boiler Room before. And the thing that like stuck with me with that one day was like, this happens all the time. So because of that, I like for a cool minute was just expected shirts to be on fire at every concert for like the next like 10 years of my life. I've never been to another concert where someone just lit their shirt on fire and threw it into a dry grass field. See, so I think about that all the time. Just like the fact they told me this happens all the time. I was like, no, it doesn't. I've never talked to or met anyone that told me that also happened at their concert experience either. So it's just hella funny to me. All right, let me sign this. This song is sick too. Rosa says insane, Lamau. Sky, you never been to a concert? I feel you on that. Yeah, surprisingly, like you should definitely check it out. It's a fun time. You know, if you can. Like, I don't think like concerts are for everybody. Like, I think we were talking about it at some point, but I have a buddy named Christ. They're like a vaporwave guy, like Christ with 3 T's. And they hate concerts. They're like, I'd much rather just watch it on YouTube from my house in my chair than be in person. But if that sounds like if a concert ever sounds interesting to you, I definitely think it's an experience worth having. Because it's just a good time. It's like such a good time. It's like very healing too to hear music with other people. And like I think there is like some music that just sounds way better live than it does normal. Like for example, I don't listen to Justin Bieber at all, but I've heard that Justin Bieber is an amazing performer. So I would go see Justin Bieber just because you know, I mean, like, and I mentioned it here too for a few of my songs. Like some people don't necessarily like them. Like for example, Rolled by Venus. I've had people be like, oh, that song's okay. But when I play it live, they're like the first ones on the dance floor, like going crazy to it. So like some music just sounds better live. So it's you know, I mean, so it's just like buying vinyl or something. It's like a new way to experience music. So I'd check it out if you can. Shrimp Buffet says, I've never been to a concert before, but I do know what band I want to be my first. It's a punk ram band I'm really into called Destroy Boys. I joke constantly that getting my nose broken at Destroy Boys mosh pit is on my bucket list. Somebody else, I don't know if Zaku's here, but they would know a lot about getting your nose broken in the mosh pit. Just messing with you, Zaku, if you're still here. But that's sick. Yeah, I'll look up Destroy Boys when I go back to my VODs. I like a lot of punk music. But yeah, I hope you get to cross off your bucket list because that sounds like a good time. Shrimp Buffet, that is absolutely crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. And like, I don't know. It was just funny to me because they were just like, no, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's kind of big of a deal. Keg Shrek says, I gotta go early today. See you next stream. Love you. Yeah, dude. Send the love right back to you. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. And thanks for stopping by, dude. I'll catch you in the next one, dude. Rosa says, I've never been to a concert, but I've been interested to go just to find a jazz concert to enjoy. Yes, jazz concerts are some of my favorite. If anything, if you have like a college near you, they tend to have jazz concerts. Because usually a lot of the college kids or alumni who have like become like real jazz musicians will come back and play for like their school. So if there's a university near you with like any kind of jazz program, even like a community college, I would like check out their website because a lot of times it'll be free too. It's like jazz is funny, either like the show is free or it's like $1 billion. They're very rarely in between. But yeah, I would say try to find one at a university. It'd be a really good time. I think I might go to one on next Monday actually. Out here in Mesa. Skyer says, most of the artists / bands I like just don't perform around here. It's mostly just country and occasional cover band. I feel that, yeah. Yeah, playing shows is like really tough, like, you know, route it and stuff like that, depending on where you live. Like moving to Phoenix, I have noticed that there's like much less compared to LA in terms of like live music and stuff. So yeah. But you know, hopefully like if you're ever on like vacation or something, Skyer, if you ever like get the chance to do that, even if you're traveling, like trying to find like a concert to do, that'd be pretty sick. And Eduardo, dude, Gonzalez Dev, oh, it's so good to see you. Oh, yeah, I know it's super random, everybody. I gotta show Eduardo something real quick if they're still watching. I think you can still hear me, so. Eduardo gave me a gift years ago and I want to show it to him. Hopefully this is the right Eduardo, but dude, I still have this gift you gave me so many years ago at that one conference we were both at. Eduardo and I used to like work together essentially. And congrats on the kid. Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you, dude. I'll leave this in here. I don't need to run back. What's it called? But yeah, thank you, Eduardo. I appreciate it. Rampage says, that does sound like a stacked lineup. I saw Stone Temple Pilots at a free concert in SF on the Marina Green a People were pretty calm, which made me calm because I was with my dad. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think the whole shirts on fire thing was like during Metallica. And Stone Temple Pilots was a lot more chill. I think by then, the fire shirts were already like burned out. Or maybe it was Offspring that it happened during. No, Offspring was earlier in the day. Either way, it was wild. But I'm glad you had to have like a really nice, chill Stone Temple Pilots experience because that sounds really nice too. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. A-OK, hey, Brother Torch, what's up, A-OK? Hope you're doing good, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a good night. And Eduardo, nice, bro, dude. Yes, thank you. I actually use it all the time. I really appreciate it, man. And I hope you were doing well on your side of on the globe. It's good to see you, for real. Rosa says, I've seen some jazz events like that before, but it was always bad timing. I was busy and I'll keep an eye again. A cool mug. Hey, thank you, Roses. Yeah, Eduardo gave it to me and they're on Instagram commenting. But yeah, keep an eye on it. Cause I don't know. I feel like jazz shows are some of my favorites. Like, oh no, I'm gonna forget their name. But I remember, I think it was, I'll have to look it up now. But I have a cool jazz show story to share of when I was in New York. Watanabe, I think their name was. No, they're on my jazz playlist or something. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh my, I gotta find it. Not Cassiopeia. Not Sadao Watanabe, there we go. I knew it was Watanabe. But speaking of jazz shows, like in I think I was telling Skyer, or Skyer, who was it? Or Shrimp? One of y'all. That when you travel, check out a concert. Because when I was in New York once, they have like a really, really amazingly famous jazz club called the Blue Note in New York. And I was there with a friend and we were just looking for something to do that night. And Sadao Watanabe is like one of like the best Japanese jazz musicians of all time. Just happened to be playing a show that night. And I went up to the guy who like ran the ticket booth and I was like, are there still tickets available for this? And he was like, yeah, we have plenty. And I was like, oh, what? And I looked at my friend, I was like, can we please see this concert? And she was like, yeah, we got nothing else going on. And we were both like, this is like the best jazz show we've ever seen ever. And like, I felt bad though, because it was such a like nice, soothing show. I actually ended up falling asleep during it. But it like, I wasn't like knocked out, but it was like, at some point my eyes just like fell and I woke up to just like, it was just such a beautiful night. Would recommend going to jazz shows and just, yeah, being open to like finding a concert while you're traveling because it's just a good time. But AOK says, I'm doing good. Work was fun, but hectic. But like that sometimes doing pest control. I was gonna say, by the way, dude, that's kind of sick you work in pest control because like I have like a phobia for bugs, funnily enough. So like you're doing very important work for people like me. Like for real. Like I stay stacked with my own bug spray and stuff at my house because it bothers me. Like the bugs just creep me out low key. But yeah, I can imagine it gets hectic because like, you know, it's a bunch of bugs. I mean, the bugs are wilding. All right, sick. So what I want to tell y'all next was, oh yeah, so speaking of like, you know, Ken and Tara and just telling the stories of like the concerts they would take me to. What was cool is Tara is like, still to this day, the most like hardcore woman I ever known in my life. I remember when she got like mad at something and she was like, I gotta go hang out in the car for a little bit. And like, it was hella funny because it was just her in the car with her arms crossed, just like blasting death metal. And then I remember other people were like, is she okay? We were like, yeah, she's fine. She's just trying to calm down. And in the background, she's like, she's just like this. You know what I mean? And AOK says, hey, I appreciate that. My job will never be replaced by AI. Yeah, dude, it definitely won't. It definitely will not. There's no, yeah. Ain't no way it's getting replaced by AI. That and like, I don't know, you probably know better than I do, but I keep seeing videos on like YouTube and stuff that are like, tradesmen are the future, because like, to your point, like, you know, a lot of computer jobs and desk jobs are slowly being replaced by AI, so it's like the tradespeople that are kind of like poised to be on top at some point, right? In theory, I don't know. It's just the news. They just be saying stuff. And Shrimp Buffet says that's a mood. Yeah, it definitely is a mood. Usually I listen to like death metal, or like not death, but just like metal and like heavy music whenever I skate and whenever I go to the gym. And even sometimes skating, I'll listen to like K-Tronado when I skate sometimes, because like I don't know, something about like the bounciness of it just helps me like cruise around. But it is hard to like skate to dance music, because like I feel like, like when you listen to music and you start to just like walk to the rhythm without even like noticing, or like you'll start like just doing things on beat without even noticing, because you're just like so into the song. Like, you'll be like cooking and you'll start like cooking to the beat and stuff. I feel like with skating, so much of it is like timing based, so it's like hard to like sometimes do the pop off beat, so it like throws off your whole everything you're doing. So yeah. But Rampage says, I'm still waiting for someone to continue Aggretsuko episodes when it comes to death metal. Yeah, Aggretsuko was super sick. I love me and my partner all the time talk about the protein guy. It's like, protein! So that's like all the food right now. It's like everything has to have protein in it. And that guy would be so stoked from Aggretsuko. You can see how much like cereal has protein now. It's like, what? All right, thank you. All right, but I'm pro protein, so I'm hyped on it, but at the same time, it is kind of like silly. It just reminds me of that guy every time. Like, I got protein coffee now and all that, like Dutch Bros. All right. This person's name is Orion, dude. Just like the what's it called? Hey, Cosmilk, dude, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Appreciate you. I hope you're having a good day. We're just over here packing orders. If you ordered a free CD recently, by any chance, then I'm packing it for you right now. But yeah, I'm just sharing stories and stuff. We're just having a good old time with everyone in chat, community, and stuff. But speaking of that, oh no, this one's broken. But speaking of that, I mentioned my buddy Ben and Nolan at some point, and one of our like favorite like inside jokes is like back in like 2010s, before vinyl like really became popular. I was in college when vinyl was starting to pick up again. So because of that, like, I got a lot of records that were like super cheap, because like vinyl was still like kind of like on the low again, or like it wasn't as popular. And I used to buy like a ton of dollar records, because I was like, what do you got to lose? And like, it sounds really good. So I ended up buying Bird in a Silver Cage by Herbie Mann. And like, it's a really, really good album. And it's like a flute, like a jazz flute player, Herbie Mann. And what's wild is that in like the first song, it's like a 7-minute like jazz flute song, right? And like halfway through the song, the whole song, like, it's very like jazzy, like the guy's like, it sounds like Peter Pan. The guy's just like for like a good like 5 minutes, and then suddenly the beat slows down and becomes like the craziest like hip hop flute beat of all time. And like, this is like back in like the 80s, like just crazy jazz hip hop flute song. And then it goes back to like this dancey, like Peter Pan type song for no reason. And me and my buddy Nolan have been trying to like sample it for like years, but like just the time signature of it all is just super weird. So every time now, like one of our inside jokes is we're like, yo, hit him with the bird, because it's called Bird in a Silver Cage. But yeah. And Dyrell, hey, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. It's called Bird in a Silver Cage by Herbie Mann. So like HERBIEMANN. It's like, yeah, like it's gonna be like, I think the first song on the whole album, but it's like gonna be 6 minutes into the first song or something like that. You'll hear like it's wild. The switch up's crazy. But Chasm says, just got out of work, about to switch over to Switch. Hey, good, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, come over to Twitch. We're over here chilling, having a good old time. We got like channel points and stuff, so yeah. And Voidstrom, what up, dude? So I watched the VOD. The thing I was telling people about last time you stopped by, that I was like, hey, I mentioned you. We were talking about print shops, because we were talking about that. And I was like mentioning how like you said there was no print shops next to you. And I was like, oh, wow. So that's the thing I was like. And I was like, yeah, me and Voidstrom's also trying to get stuff printed. But I saw you're doing commissions, man. So like, I hope you're getting some commissions and stuff. And people are emailing you, because your art's super sick. In fact, I think I want to move, you can't see it that well on Instagram, but I want to move your art to replace that Kirby. I probably should I'll just do it right now, why not? I was thinking about the other day. AOK says, I know it's random, but the coffee concert episode and Roxo, the insane rocking clown, are my favorite episode of Metalocalypse. I love Metalocalypse. Speaking of Ken and Tara, I was talking about them earlier. We should just watch like Roxo the clown, all the clips all the time. Like, I love cocaine. Yeah, Metalocalypse is a vibe. But Rosa says, whoa. And Scrim Buffet says, I love music like that. Yeah. Let me see if I can, I have to figure out how to like share. I wish I could play it, but like, copyright and stuff. But yeah, it's called Bird in a Silver Cage. I mean, I'll just type it in. I'll type it in chat real quick. That way, at least it'll pop up on screen. So then, Bird in a Silver Cage. Herbie, man. It won't play if I do this real quick. Okay, cool. Yeah, gotta go to Twitch chat, so then it'll pop up on screen. I'll post it on Twitch, and then it'll show on YouTube. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what you would want to Google. Bird in a Silver Cage. Herbie, man. And Diary I found on SoundCloud. Yeah, dude, it probably is, because like it's like $1 record. Like you could find like Amoeba or anything like that, and like it was a popular album. But yeah, you'll see like there's some crazy switch up in there. If you also make beats, like, and you can figure it out, dude, go for it, because I would just love to hear like an actual hip hop version of that switch up. But here, I'm about to show y'all Voidstrum's art. And yes, thank you so much for the links and the stickers and prints and all the shout outs. Yeah, dude, of course. But yeah, this is Voidstrum's MF Groovy they sent me. If y'all can see it. They like mailed it to me and they framed it and everything. It was super cool. But just the way the camera is, you couldn't see it that well. So I'm gonna move it over here. So now we can all enjoy it a lot easier. There we go, boom. You see that way better now, cool. You don't want to play the game. Don't be mistaken. I love this song so much. I remember I played a show, like the first show I played ever in San Diego. I started off playing Senorita, but I goofed up and I had like a filter on the top, so like there was like no bass at all. What was funny is that this song has a ton of bass in it. So because I like goofed up exporting Senorita, when I switched to this song, it was like the bass was just like, it was just like crazy how loud the bass was, because like the mixing guy wasn't ready for it, because like he was like, why is your song so, yeah, I mean, it was kind of silly. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite songs. Like I feel like this song like kind of saved Still Groovy. Not saved it, but like it makes Still Groovy really good of an album for me, because I'm like, yo, in the intro with my buddy. Also fun, I think I mentioned my buddy working on a visual novel. The guy in the beginning of this song, Don't Play No Games, is the guy who's working on the visual novel. Like he's like also happens to be a car person. So when that comes out. But yeah, I'm just rambling. But yeah, I'm glad you guys like Voidstrum's MF Groovy. Yeah, dude. Yeah, everyone, I don't know if you saw Voidstrum, but everybody on all the different platforms were all like, that's sick. But cool. All right, we got that all figured out. We got that moved over. Oh, that looks way better too. Okay, cool. That looks, because now you can still see the Kirby and the Game Boy. Hey, what's cracking? So, oh wow, Sir Voltron sucks. Dude, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you. I have a funny story about Voltron. Once I was like living, and I mean, yeah, I was living, but I was living in like Long Beach, and I remember I walked by my neighbor's window and had their window open, and he was like trying to explain something to his friend, and he was like, yeah, man, so like, you see, there's these robots, right? And like what they do is they all combine together, right? And they combine together, and his name is Voltron, bro. You feel me? It was just like, I'm trying to like explain what Voltron was to like another grown adult. It was just hilarious. Boystrom says, so tight, can't wait to send more. Cheers. Yeah, dude. Cheers, dude. For real, for real. Yeah, thank you again. Servotron sucks. Sick ass poos. Yeah, they really were, dude. Yeah, they were super nice neighbors too. They were always like just chilling. All right, cool. We can get some bubble wrap. Oh, I forgot to see what I was gonna talk about next. Oh, life is wild how it works out. But I'm glad you pulled up Servotron, because the next thing I was gonna talk about, funny enough, was about that exact same apartment complex. But real quick, Malik Vade, Groovy, what up? I mean, I'm Groovy, but what's up, dude? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by again. Good to see you. But yeah, at that same exact apartment complex, it was like my first ever apartment outside of like my college dorm. And I remember I bought some bed from like Walmart. And you know, like a Walmart bed isn't gonna last very long. So I think like I, was being dumb. And like I just like went to go like lay in bed. I just like jumped into it and like I broke the whole bed. Cause it was like a Walmart like poster board wood bed. So it sucked. So I was like, shit, I got a new bed, you know what I mean? So I remember like I was like, but the whole bed wouldn't just fit in the trash can container. So I was like breaking it down into like smaller pieces of wood. And then like right next to the apartment was like an actual like house. And like an older dude comes up and he's just on a walk, you know what I mean? And he's like, hey there, Sonny, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, like this is my bed. I'm like trying to throw it away, so to break it down. And he was like, well, what happened to your bed? And I was like, oh, like I broke it. And I was young, I was in college. So he thought one thing led to another, and I broke the bed with somebody else, you know what I mean? So he just started losing it. And like, I felt bad though, because he was older, like he like laughed so hard, like a bunch of snot came out. And he was like still laughing, trying to like clean his face off. And like, I was like, oh, this is embarrassing kinda. Because like he thinks I like broke my bed doing something else, but I just wholesomely jumped on it. You know what I mean? And he was like, I remember when I was your age. I was like, okay, man. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to be old though. That's a wild thing. But anyone else excited to be old? Because I just think about like, speaking about being a kid earlier, like there was so many things I didn't know as a kid that like I'm excited to be older, because when I'm older, then I can like, I'll know everything I don't know right now. And A-OK, I figured out how to use channel points finally, and I'm going to hydrate for you. Oh, thank you for making me hydrate. Actually, I am talking so much I forgot to drink water. Thank you. And then from skating too, I have like lots of, like skating. Sometimes you get tickets. There's skating places that you shouldn't be skating and stuff. And A-OK says, I see GG's on your sound alert. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I end up just putting like the Twitch activity feed on my screen, so I just like look over once in a while. But yeah, but from skating, I've like, you tend to get tickets and stuff just from like skating, like schools and stuff like that. But I actually never got a ticket skating, even though I was always skating, like not skate parks. And there was 2 times I was supposed to, but I got away with it both times. The first one was like the cop came up and he was like, hey, like y'all been skating in this school too much, like, and they want us to start giving y'all tickets. So like, what's your name, like age, I need all that information. And I looked at the cop's name tag, and his last name was El Curry. And I was like, my teacher's last name is El Curry from high school. And I was like, by any chance, are you married to Amanda El Curry? And he was like, yes, I am. And I was like, oh, she was my high school teacher. She was so cool. I loved her so much. I had such a good time. And he was like, oh yeah, I love my wife too. You guys are good to go. And I was like, hey. And my friends were like, yo, how did you save us? That's crazy. So that was one of them. And the other time, this one's, I like this one a lot too. I was skating at my own college and I got pulled over. I guess some teacher was like, there's someone skating this thing and they shouldn't be. And they were like trying to like get me in trouble. So the cop came up and he was like, hey man, like you can't be skating here, and like faculty are complaining, so I have to give you a ticket. You know what I mean? So he's like, what's your name? He was like, what's your name? And I was like, Aaron. And he was like, what's your birthday? And I was like, July 18th. And he was like, that's my birthday. And I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, I was born July 18th too. And I was like, that's cool. And he's like, you can go. And I was like, hey. So both the times I almost got in trouble, I just get out of it in the most seemingly random ways. A-OK. Close one, Serve Ultron. I love my wife too is crazy. Yeah. Out of context, that's actually hella funny. Okay. Oh, cheat code. What up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Stopping by again. Good to see you. A-OK asks, if you were featured in a skating game, what game would it be? Probably Project Session. I was talking about it earlier. Like, the new skate that came out is pretty cool, but I'm not like a super mega fan of it. I like the more like indie skateboarding games that are coming out that are like kind of like, skates is what like, in the same style as skate. So yeah, Project Session is like one of my favorites. So if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose that because Project Session is a lot of fun. It's like the game I personally play. And what's crazy too is that one of the characters in Project Session, like one of the professional skateboarders, they're on a skate brand called Palace. And I'm like, I go to the same skate park as that guy's brother. I know it's like a long-winded like chain of people, but yeah, there's like this older dude that skates at the skate park I like to go to called Perry. And he was trying to like kickflip back tails, and he was like, yeah, I'm trying to like catch up to my little brother. He's so good. And you're like, who's your little brother? He was like, oh, I forgot his name, but I know he's on Palace. And my buddy Trey was like, what? That's your brother? That's crazy. He's in the video game I play. And it was funny because he was like, yeah, man, sometimes I call my brother and I was like, I'll be like, hey man, I played with you last night. Pause. Because he would like play his own brother in the game. So yeah. But yeah. Oh, another thing is too, want to tell y'all about is anyone have like any fun first jobs? Like, like what was like your all's first job? Did y'all enjoy it? Did anyone enjoy their first job? I enjoyed my first job a lot. Real quick, A-OK says, oh dope, there's a cool cel-shaded skateboarding game called Ollie Ollie World. Yeah, I've heard of Ollie Ollie World. Oh my god, Ollie Ollie World is super sick. I played it. But yeah, for the skateboarding games, I like the more like, cause I skate like a lot in real life, so I like the more realistic, like, I like more like the skateboarding simulators, I guess, for lack of better words. Like the more realistic it is, the more I'm like, yes. And the Serve Ultron, I had 3 jobs in 1 year out of high school. That's wild, dude. That's a lot of jobs. Like, was it like all at the same time, or was it like back to back to back? Because like you just couldn't find the right fit. Here, let me write this out to Jonathan real quick for getting the CD. And I'll tell you about my first job too. Thank you, Jonathan. And Groovy Kaiju, gotta sign it so they know we packed it here together on stream. Sick. And Serve Ultron says, nah, back to back. Oh wow. Damn. Well, I hope it wasn't too bad of an experience to like have to like find that many jobs back to back. And Rosa says, I wanted my first job to be in a library, but that's complicated. Yeah, I heard getting a library job is like really tough. Like I think I've only ever met one librarian in my entire life, like someone who worked in a library, because like I heard it's like competitive or something. But yeah. And like A-OK says, I love the OST on it, but makes sense you dig the realistic skater games. My first job was at Foot Locker, only worked 12 hours a week. I feel you on that. Yeah, Foot Locker sounds really cool. That sounds like a fun job. Just working on shoes. Especially like these days, because like, shoes, you can like flip them and stuff. I bet, you know what I mean? That's a whole thing. But yeah, my first job, I also only worked like a little bit. But my first job was in college. I worked at a Dunkin' Donuts. And it was kind of funny, because speaking of skating, the reason why my manager told me the reason why he hired me is because I had to skate to my job interview because I didn't have a car. And he's like, pretty much anyone who skated at the job interview, I gave him a job because I also skate. So it was like, pretty much it was just a bunch of skaters who all worked at this one Dunkin' Donuts. And funnily enough, Dunkin' Donuts wasn't on the West Coast for a long time. So I worked at the 3rd ever West Coast Dunkin' Donuts. And the reason what I want to bring up about it was, what was cool is that like, for some reason they gave us like a 50% discount on all the food as you're an employee. So it was like during college. So what I would do is I would make my own donuts, like a whole big batch of them, and then bring them home me and all my roommates, I gained like 20 pounds, I think, that 1 year. And like, just like A-OK, it only worked like 12 hours a week because I had my school schedule too. So I would just like bounce in between Dunkin' Donuts and going to school. And I wanted to work less hours. So I just wanted like money to buy vinyl, literally. Like only, like I bought my first record player with that, my first check at Dunkin' Donuts. So yeah. Rampage says, my first job was me learning how to use a forklift. Was only 18, was like 50 people in that warehouse, even though the job sucked, the people made it better. Always joking around. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like first jobs, everyone I've like, low-key, I haven't met someone who had like a bad first job. Where they're just like, I hate working. Like, I feel like everyone kind of is stoked because like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. You get to joke around, you meet new people, you know what I mean? I also like have a lot of fond memories of working at Dunkin' Donuts because it is everyone just like messing around, making donuts all day, you know what I mean? So yeah. Sir Voltron says, first job was under the table at a mall. Second was St. Mary's at the cleaning company. That was the best one. And third was at Walmart. If I stayed, I probably would have had 3 kids by now. Yeah, my whole family has worked at Walmart. Like literally everyone in my family worked at Walmart except me. And yeah, I've heard stories of just like, you know, Walmart, like, you know, who's talking to who and who meets who. And like Walmart has a lot of drama apparently. But it's my mom makes it sound that way. And my aunts all make it sound that way. So yeah, there probably was an alternate life for you, Sir Voltron, where you had 3 kids because you worked at Walmart. I wouldn't doubt it. Cheat Code says, good to see you're doing good. My first job was staying up at a night at Subway trying to clean a clogged sink at 3 a.m. Ooh, dude, that sounds rough. Yeah, at a Subway too. Because I bet all of like the vegetables and stuff probably like clog up the drains and everything. Oh, dude, that's no fun. I hope you got through it and it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I hate trying to fix clogged stuff. And A-OK says, I only worked the stock room at Foot Locker, and since I was in grade school, I wasn't around cash register, so I just chilled in the back room jamming out to the first DMX album, dude. Yeah, that's what's up. Speaking, I don't know why this keeps coming out, but that first, so the same apartment where the guy was telling the other guy about Voltron, and my bed broke and stuff, and all that same timeline of time. What's funny is that I think it wasn't that same neighbor who was talking about Voltron, but I had another neighbor who I swear, A-OK, looked exactly like DMX. Like he looked like DMX. His voice was like, hey man, like how's it going? Like he had a DMX voice, and he dressed like DMX. And like I remember on the bus, I would just hear him like, you know, he was just like DMX's #1 fan, dude. Yeah, every time I think of DMX, I think of that one guy. He was such a nice neighbor to me. He was always so cool to me. And what was wild is that, so I think this guy's girlfriend or something, I remember tax time came around and I was like working on my car or something like that. And she came up to me and she was like, hey, it's tax time. How you doing? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, you know, I just work at Dunkin' Donuts. I have to give my W-2 and whatever. And she was like, all right, cool. She was like, how many kids you claiming? And I was like, I don't have any kids. She was like, you don't have any kids? I was like, no. She was like, you gotta get you some kids. I was like, what? And she was like, you gotta find somebody's kids to claim on your taxes. I'm like, what do you mean? I was gonna find some kids to claim on my taxes. And she was like, I might know somebody for you. And I was like, what? So that same DMX neighbor was like, his girlfriend was trying to like hook me up with some like, you know, people, because I guess you can only claim 3 kids on your tax return. So she was like, I have a friend who has like 5 kids, so you can claim 2 of them. I was like, oh my God. Just commit some tax fraud real quick. But Sir Voltron says, this is gonna sound crazy and cocky as fuck, but the women love me, including the supervisors. Sometimes it happens like that, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta like that, you know what I mean? Like you just in like the right situation. Like I got some friends that like, yeah, you know, it just depends on like the situation too. Like I had a what's it called? I had a friend who worked at like a Planned Parenthood, and you know, it's like mostly the women who work Planned Parenthood because like, you know, it's something that they believe in, and I mean, like I believe in too, but you know what I'm trying to say, like it's something that like is important. Like that just tends to be the demographic people working there. And I had a buddy, and like he was the only dude there, so because of that, like it was like a lot of like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you just kind of how it worked out. But like, you know, he was very like, no, I'm not gonna like, you know, be with anyone I work with. He was like very respectful about it. But you know, like definitely there were times where it was like, so yeah, it's just like that sometimes. Oh no, I put too much bubble wrap on this. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I'll do like this. This is like 2 CDs worth of bubble wrap. I can just do one. Oh yeah. My bad, y'all. I'm not trying to cut myself with these scissors. All right, cool. So we talked about Dunkin' Donuts. What does that say? Oh, speaking of kids, super random, but another one of my, don't forget the sticker before the tape. Thank you. Yes, cheat code. Thank you so much. I appreciate it because I forget that all the time. And then I'm like, oh no. Yeah, like the packing label. I actually just grabbed it too. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like for real. But yeah, one of my other favorite fun facts I like to share when I meet someone or like I'm talking to people at like a party or something. I actually used to be a baby model for Walmart when I was a baby. My mom has a bunch of pictures of me modeling for Walmart as like one of like the kids, like, you know, like buy your kid outfits for like $9.99 or whatever, like back in the 90s. So that was pretty cool. I need tape. Anyone else was a baby model? Is that like a common thing? I don't know. It's funny too, because my mom's like, you were such a cute baby, and then you started growing out your hair, and it ruined everything. I was like, no, mom. My mom doesn't like my hair. She was like, you could be so much more handsome. What's it called? AOK says, dang, be careful. That would suck to cut your fingers. I have to lurk for coffee, but keep rocking, dope friend. And well, really, yeah, I used to really be a baby model. But yeah, I'll be careful. You know, I've been doing this for a little bit. Haven't cut myself. Actually, no, I've cut myself before. I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing all this, but I'll be careful. And yeah, enjoy lurking, and I'll definitely keep rocking. You keep rocking too. Okay, I always appreciate you stopping by. And Zaku says, "Damn, the '90s." I know, dude. That was the time. And Rosa says, "Baby me hated pictures so much. I don't know why." You know, I don't know. Sometimes just like when you're a kid, you're like, I don't want to sit still. It's like hard for a kid to sit still. I don't blame you. I'm kind of surprised to hear that I was able to sit still, low key. And AOK, all the sick emotes. Thank you. Rampage says that's some rock star shit. Imagine all the people at Walmart walking around. Yeah. Oh yeah. The thing is, my mom never gave me details on like how far of a modeling thing I did, but like, yeah, I know the professional photographer for Walmart. 'Cause my mom like used to run like customer service at like the local Walmart or something. And yeah, but I always wondered, I'm like, I wonder if there was any like parents that were like, I want my kid to look like that baby. You know what I mean? I want my baby to look like that baby. And it was just me. Like it's cool too, because the picture that my mom has, I'll have to find it at some point. I think it's my mom's like family photos, but like the picture is like me doing this. Like I'm like looking back at the camera like this, and I'm like wearing like all Nike or something, like 90s Nike. I don't know. I was kind of fitted out. I'm not gonna lie. In the picture, I'm like, hey. But I think it was like a Nike. I think it was like Nike shoes. I had on some like regular pants, and I think it might have been like a button up or something. But I think the button up might have been Nike too. I don't know, it's just I looked way too fresh to be a baby, if that makes sense. I was like, oh wow, I really was modeling when I was a baby. I don't remember it at all. So I think I was like maybe like 3. I think I looked like 2 or 3 in the photo. But speaking of being a kid and remembering stuff, I know earlier we were talking about like first memories. So one I wanted to share too of that was not mine, but like when I asked people that, the wildest one I heard was from another musician friend of mine. And what was wild is he said he had like crazy good memory as a baby, that like he said he remembered once he was like, his mom put him in the crib. So he was like maybe a year old, maybe. His mom put him in the crib and like took his pacifier. He remember being like beyond pissed off, like how dare she take my pacifier? So much so that he remember being a baby being like, I'm gonna get this pacifier, like climbing out of the crib and grabbing the pacifier and putting it back in his mouth and going to bed. Which is like, dude, that's crazy. That's like Toy Story. You know what I mean? Oh, speaking of that, another first memory I heard from somebody was like them like being so young, they were like being like bathed in the sink, you know, like the sink baby wash things, and that they remember being washed in the sink and looking outside the window, and the sky looked like so pretty blue. They were like, am I in Toy Story right now? And their brain was like, you gotta remember this. But Rampage says, haha, all kinds of poses. Yeah, the only one I think my mom has is me doing the like whole behind the look, you know what I mean, like model pose. But I have to talk, I'm gonna see my mom for the holiday, so I'll have to ask her more about my modeling career as a baby. Okay, let's go to Clover. That's a cool name. But what's it called? What else we got going on? Oh yeah, so I mentioned in the past too. I want to tell y'all, if anyone's ever in like Washington or Seattle, I used to live out there for a summer and I like interned at Amazon. Hey, let me write thank you to Clover real quick. Thank you, Clover. And part of like, you know, Seattle, like they're very famous for their coffee. And like back in the day, I was like a huge coffee fan. Like I used to like grind my own espresso at home and stuff like that. Oh, and Rosa says the brain is crazy. There are cases where people remember more things as babies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's wild how like everyone's brains develops differently and stuff like that. And yeah, like I think that one friend had like the youngest memory because most of my friends are like 3 or 4, but like yeah, they were the first one that was like, I remember being like months old. I'm like, what? Yeah. Cheat code, got a picture taken at Olin Mills at Kmart on accident because I thought it was an arcade. Got a good spanking when my mom found me. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry you got, you know, your mom had to punish you, but you know, I also love that just about being a kid. It's like, oh, I'm gonna find this arcade, let's go, and like, you know, you end up getting in trouble because you're like, wait, I can't go over there. What do you mean this isn't an arcade? You know what I mean? You know, just getting in situations. But oh yeah, so Seattle, pretty much, I used to be like a big coffee snob, low-key, where I was like, ugh, like I need to have, like I had my own like espresso machine at home and all that. But what was sick, so when I got to Seattle, I was like on the quest to find the best coffee in Seattle, you know what I mean? Because I like wanted to try it. So I remember like talking to a bunch of people and they're like, try this, and I was like, that's all okay. And then it was one of the baristas at Amazon. They have like their own coffee people on the inside. And I asked, like, cause we started talking a bunch and they were also like super like DJing and like into music and stuff. So they were like, oh, like, you know, I asked them one day, cause they were always like, I'm like, what are you playing? Like, oh, I'm playing like Mixcloud. And like, I love DJs. I love finding new mixes and all that. I'm like, oh, super sick. But so one day I was just like, oh, what's your favorite coffee? Like, do you like the coffee here? And he's like, oh, I don't drink this trash. And I was like, oh, wow. And they were like, dude, you need to go. There's only 2 good coffee shops in all of Seattle, Vivace and Lighthouse. And I was like, all right, cool. So, oh, Rosa says, arcade dates playing while you read that about arcades is perfect. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's, I think the Spotify shuffle and like, I don't know. Rose, I think we're both catching on to something. There's some kind of mysterious thing going on. I promise I didn't write I have some code thing to just like catch my words. Just it just genuinely is happening. But yeah, that is crazy that it happened. I don't know. There's lots of little synchronicities going on all the time when we're streaming. But yeah, anyway, so the guy was like, oh, I don't drink this trash. I only drink Lighthouse and Vivace. And so like on my day off, I like went to, I found a Vivace near me and it was like this super mega fancy coffee shop. And what's it called? So I got my coffee, I sat down, I took a sip. And you know in Ratatouille, when the guy eats the ratatouille and he goes back in time and like he sees his mom and like she like gives him a hug and all that. That's what it was like to drink Vivace coffee, I swear. I swear, dude. Like when you drink it, like, and I've had other friends who visited me in Seattle, they would try it and I would watch their eyes like flutter when they tried it, like have a whole Ratatouille flashback when they tried it. You know what I mean? It's so good. So if you're ever in Seattle, try it out. And I even asked them like, how do you guys get the coffee so good? And they're like, oh, we like quadruple distill all the water. We like roast the beans ourselves. We actually make our own whipped cream based on like a local farm. Plus we use shavings from the espresso beans that we roasted. It's like crazy how much science they put into like making the perfect cup of coffee. just to give everyone Ratatouille experiences. Yeah, we really gotta do the funky cooking mama stream, or the kaiju cooking with kaiju stream or something. Cause like we're always talking about food. Roses, I'm not a coffee person, but that sounds amazing. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. I'm glad that you can still understand what I'm saying about the coffee stuff. But honestly, like, coffee was like the only thing that's ever given me that experience. I don't think I've had food that like made me feel like I had a flashback of my life, like the Ratatouille movie. But that was the closest I've ever had. Has anyone ever had like a Ratatouille moment? Like Roses or anyone else had a Ratatouille moment eating food? Ooh, it's hot. I have to turn on the AC. Hey. Oh no. Cool. But what else do I want to tell y'all? Big water from Walmart. Audi fuel injector. Oh yeah. I just have like a list of all the things that I'm like, oh, I should tell like people who on the streams this. But for all the car people, and we were talking about cars earlier. What was wild is like my one time I was driving like one of my older cars. Like for a cool minute, all my cars were like on the edge of like catching on fire. It was really bad. Like I had a Honda that like the starter was broken, so I had to like get out of the car and like literally I'd open the hood and there was a giant switch that was wired directly from my battery to the engine to start the car. And I remember once I did it like a car wash and the guy was like, "No mames." And I was like, yeah. But what's it called? I had this Audi, and like what was super sketchy is that like, so for non-car people, like, you know, you have to shoot fuel from the, you know, where you fill up your gas tank into the engine, it shoots fuel in. And I had one of the like the fuel injectors are called, it was leaking, and like I was driving once and just a bunch of smoke started coming from my engine, and I was like, that's not good. So I pulled over, and yeah, essentially one of my fuel injectors was just literally shooting gas onto like my 300-degree engine, and I was like, oh wow, my car could have exploded. But then what was crazy, while I was in that parking lot, like getting my car fixed, I ended up like a bunch of police helicopters came, and like some dude was like running from the police as I was like just in this parking lot, and I was like, what is going on in life right now? Like I feel like I'm in like an episode of, I'm in like a GTA or something. My car's gonna catch on fire. There's a guy running from police, there's police helicopters. I was like, what is going on? Rosa says, my mom's caldo res and rice pudding is that Ratatouille moment for me, just cozy food. I feel that. Yeah, I think does my mom have any food that like gives me Ratatouille moments? I feel you on that. So like your mom's cooking's always gonna be like the best. I'm trying to think. What's interesting, my mom makes like all kinds of food. Like she makes really good egg rolls. She makes like really good flautas, I think the word is, because it's like, you know, taquitos, but they're made with flour rather than corn shells. And my mom makes really good fried chicken, funnily enough. Go lie. So yeah, like so much so, I remember like, I hate going to chicken and waffle places, like where like, if they don't do the chicken right, I'm like, my mom makes me the chicken, this sucks. But yeah, I think my mom's egg rolls give me the most nostalgia. But even then, like, I don't know, something about like the way she makes them, they kind of taste like metally. It's kind of crazy, but for some reason I kind of start to crave that after a while because I just had so many years of eating those. But yeah, I know it doesn't sound appetizing at all, but I promise she makes good egg rolls. Alright, let's go to Brady. Shouts out to Brady. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else my mom makes that's like really, really... Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of funny. I've joked with her a bunch. I like joking with my mom, but I like joked with her like as she had more kids, because I have like 3 younger siblings on my mom's side. Like as she's had more kids, she just stopped caring more and more about cooking good food. Because when I was a kid, I remember I was like, yo, my mom's so good at cooking. And then my little brother was born and I was like, oh, she's really good. And my little sister was born and I was like, this is okay. And then my big brother was born and it was like, okay, she's just trying to keep us alive at this point. You know what I mean? Rosa says, it's a simple beef stew with veggies, but it's still nice. Oh, that's sick. Okay. Yeah, I mean, stews are nice. Stews are so cool, especially when you like, you know, slow cook them and everything. I could imagine that being like super sick. Because sometimes like the simple dishes, like, you know, like ratatouille technically is like a simple dish too, but like, you know, you have to make it just the right amount of love to get that, like, I think that's the whole point of like what they were trying to say with the movie, I think. This is my opinion. All right, we got 2 orders left. We're doing good. All right, so we gotta get another Monster Tape Zero. And I was just about to say, oh yeah, no, another random fun fact. My dad has 11 kids. So I actually have like a ton, I have 10 siblings. So like my dad has 3 different baby mamas, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I have like 3 older sisters, 3 older brothers, and 2 younger brothers and 1 younger sister. But I'm the oldest on my mom's side. So like sometimes, like my older sister is like really supportive. She's always like texting me and stuff. And like, you know, she also does like her own like stuff. I think she does like a lot of her own painting, but I think she owns her own like kind of like yoga studio, and she like makes a lot of her own jewelry and stuff. She's super cool. But I haven't seen her in a while because she lives in Vegas, and I'm all the way out here in Arizona. Rampage, yo, that's a lot of Xmas gifts. Yeah, it really is, dude. It's so many. It's a lot of Christmas gifts. Yeah, in fact, like low key Rampage, low key. Since I'm out here in Arizona, I told my mom, I was like, hey, I'll come over for, you know, Turkey Day, but I'm probably gonna stay out here in Arizona for Christmas. I was like, cause you know, like if you go in person, then you have to like get, you know, like I could, cause it's so many Christmas gifts. I'm like, let me just get my immediate family Christmas gifts, and then, but if I go in person, then it's like I don't want to like not give like a family friend a Christmas gift if I see them, because then I'll just feel bad. So I'm like, let me strategically, the economy these days, let me strategically figure out how to do Christmas. You know what I mean? Keeping it real. Which sucks to have to say, but like, you know, it's real life, man. We gotta figure it out. It's also, I have 11 siblings. Like, can you really blame me? You know what I mean? Can you really blame me? I'm the only person I know with that many siblings. That's my age, at least. All right. That's a lot of Christmas gifts, Lamau. Yeah. Thank you for feeling my pain immediately, Rampage. I appreciate it. All right, cool. I'm trying to get this all bubble wrapped. Oh no. All right, cool. And then what else I want to tell y'all? Oh yeah, I already talked about the Honda. All right, I have to get back up. Oh, another thing about the Honda though too, what was crazy is that because it was like so messed up of a car, I remember we tried to change one of the belts on it once, and like we changed the belt to a brand new belt, and then like just the actual thing the belt hooked onto was at such a like just, you know when you like break in a pair of shoes and then it's comfortable? Like the thing got so broken in that when we put a brand new belt on, it just wouldn't even work. Like it just completely broke everything, because it was like, no, I like the way this thing that was gonna snap was holding me just right where it wouldn't break. Like car just had so many like little quirks about it like that. And you had to start it from the hood, so it was just like, what the heck is going on with this car? Feelings for you, baby. All right, cool. This is going to Ash, like Ash Ketchum. It's super sick. And then I'll scroll down on my what I want to tell y'all, things I've been thinking about telling y'all. All right, cool. Got that taped up. Ooh. Oh, this is another good one, dude. This is another good one. So, you know, doing software and stuff, that's like, you know, it's like, it was like at the time, it was like the career to get into. So because of that, there'd be lots of programs that would be like, hey, come like, you know, to underprivileged neighborhoods and like help teach kids how to learn how to code and stuff so they can like get the social mobility and stuff, which I was like a living proof of that. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm super down. So I remember I went to like in Long Beach, there's like something called the Michelle Obama Library. So I went there and it was like a whole like after school program for kids, like one weekend where they did like a little like kid hackathon. And, it was super sick. It was a super sick time, but the big reason was because I got there and they were like, you know, I think I got there like maybe like 5 minutes late, but because of that, they were like, hey, everyone already got assigned a group. You're like kind of have to just, you got stuck with these kids. I was like, all right, cool. So I go over there and I'm trying to like, you know, be cool with them and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, like, how's it going, y'all? Like, how you doing? And then like, as soon as I get to meet them, the teacher comes by and they're like, look, you need to be nice to him because I know all you guys are about to fail because you guys keep playing around too much, yada, yada, and just like totally went into these kids like, take this serious or I swear I'm failing you. You know what I mean? And they were like 8. And I was like, oh no. But at the same time, I was like, hell yeah, I got the problem, kids. Let's go. I was like, this is about to be sick. So as soon as the kids knew that I was cool, they were like, dude. So this is like, I forgot what year it was, but they were like, dude, have you ever heard of a fidget spinner? And it was before fidget spinners blew up. And I was like, nah. And they're like, dude, look at this thing. And they would pull them out and they would just like, it's spinning, dude. My fidget spinner's spinning. And I was like, all right, man, cool. And I remember at one point, one of the kids was like, yo, man, I got to show you something. Like, come to the bathroom. I'll show you something. I'm like, no, I am not going into a bathroom with you, dude. I'm a grown man. I can't do that, dude. Stop. You know what I mean? And they're like, all right, cool. We'll take a video. And I was like, dude, don't show me a video of you in the bathroom. What are you doing? And then he's like, no, I swear. And like one of the kids just like throws his phone on the desk and it's like them in the bathroom. And like, because, you know, fidget spinners are super hyped on it. They like put the fidget spinner underneath like the air thing for your hands to like dry them. And they were like, look how fast it's going. And like, yeah, those kids got that fidget spinner. Like, it was like, yeah, they ended up passing the class because like, it was just a scratch program. And I like showed them how to write the code. But one of the kids was actually really talented too. It was like kind of funny because like 2 of the kids didn't care. They were like, bro, I got a fidget spinner. And one of them was like, actually, I think I could figure this out. And I was helping him out a lot too. And I was like, you should really like learn how to code, man. And he was like, oh, for sure. Thank you, man. It means a lot. I don't know if that kid ever became an actual programmer, but it was a fun time. And then to Rose's point, yeah, they were onto something with the fidget spinner. Literally a week later, my little sister wanted one and they were sold out everywhere. But because like the kid let me know about it beforehand, I think that same day I went to Amazon, I bought one. And then like literally they were sold out across the nation like a week later. So I was like, my little sister was like, can you mail me your fidget spinner that you bought a week ago before they blew up? I was like, yeah, sure. But yeah. Zaku says, my last car took a dump on me right before I was about to hit the freeway to go to a painted spot with my brother. Oh, dude, that's a bummer. Yeah, like car troubles is always like wild. It's always like, I feel like it's always at the worst times. Like, I don't think there's ever a good time for a car to break down, but like, I feel like it's whenever like you have like plans with someone else or something that the car's like, actually, no, I don't feel like it anymore. But yeah, plus that sounds like a good time. Go painting and then like, it all just doesn't work. But yeah. Somehow, yeah, the kids were definitely onto something. And it was before it was popular too, so actually those kids were kind of ahead of the curve. They're like some hipster kids. But what else? Oh, I think I'll save this story for next time because it's kind of long. Oh, do y'all remember, speaking of Instagram algorithms, y'all remember all like the LeBron James memes? People were just making like LeBron James music. Dude, I was so hyped on that when that was a thing. Like, you haven't heard like the LeBron James song? It's like, LeBron James. It was like a good week where my whole Instagram feed was just like LeBron James remixes. I wanted to make one so bad. It's probably not too late. I can make one for Christmas, for the holidays. Because I guess just throwing it out there, but like in my Monster Kingdom and the Kaiju Club, but like Monster Kingdom especially, because then you can access all the Christmas gifts I've ever made. But like essentially every holiday for the fan club, I'll go ahead and make like a little EP or a song or something. And I think this year I have like a whole list, but I should add the LeBron James song on there because that'd just be funny. Sometimes it's like meme songs, but like, I think I mentioned it once, but I had like this crazy Linkin Park remix I made one Christmas that like a lot of people in the Monster Kingdom are like, yo, this is sick. And last year we did the Yam Jams EP. So you had to be in the Kaiju Club to get it or join the Monster Kingdom. So I don't know, a lot of the Kaiju Club stuff is like you have to be there when it happens. Whereas the Monster Kingdom gives you access to everything. Not to sell you on it, but the reason why is I have an EP called Jams, and I made like this super sick vaporwave remix of Yams by Mas J.O. and Devin Morrison. And there's another song I put in there. I have like an unreleased review. I don't know. But it's just fun because I like making Christmas music in those EP. I don't know. I'm rambling. But Shrimp Buffet says, I love fidget spinners and fidget cubes a lot because they actually work to calm my nerves and help me focus on messing with something. Yeah, I feel that. But for a cool minute, like one other thing about me is I bite my nails. I don't bite my nails, but I pick at my nails a lot. So I like fidget spinners and stuff because they stop me from doing that rather because I always want to like be messing with my hands. But yeah, that's cool. You also like them though. Yeah, fidget spinners are super sick. I have like a whole bunch of them somewhere in my like living room still to this day. Zaku says, you know, oh, fidget cubes too. I used to have like, I think I have a couple on my same. Yeah, I have like a whole like fidget box. Okay. But Zaku says, do you remember LeBron James Hubba Bubble Bubblegum? It was lemonade flavored. I don't think I've ever had it. That sounds pretty good though. Lemonade flavored bubblegum sounds pretty good. And LeBron James is the GOAT. He is my sunshine. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'd be down to check it out. Yeah, next time we kick it, Zaku, we'll have to go find some LeBron James gum. I'm about it. Also, speaking of stuff we got to do, my bad if I already told you this and you were on stream, but I think, you know, not to like be weird or anything, but dude, I found like a City Pop gastropub out here in Phoenix. So I forgot if I already told you, but next time you're out here, we'll have to check it out. Like you tuned in Tokyo, like y'all would have like cried because it was all like 90s Japan themed. Like it looked like Godzilla -1, but like a izakaya, and they only played like Masayoshi. They played a lot of Takeo Inuki. They played Stay With Me. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, all the classics. But sick, yeah. Next time you're out here, dude, we'll figure it out. But yeah, just for context, everyone else watching, Zaku and I play a lot of shows together, so we've done like lots of road trips. Like we played like a bunch of shows with Night Tempo and stuff. Yeah, dude, Rampage, I mean, we'll figure it out. Cause I forgot when they close, but hopefully, I don't know, maybe in this pretend hypothetical world, hopefully it all works out, but we could do a show in like downtown Phoenix or something, and then we could all migrate over to this gastropub after or something. And Zaku, maybe we can run an event with them. That'd be sick. I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I gotta find more venues out here. I think I was telling Marcus that, but because the whole thing, yeah, I don't know. We could talk about details. I'm gonna call you on Monday, so. Okay, Julius is the last order. We're in our last order, y'all. So we'll get this done, and then, yeah. Speaking of Arizona, though, what was funny? And I was telling y'all about fingerboarding earlier. I got my little fingerboard. So like that's like one of my other small like fidget hobbies, like shrimp buffet. Yeah, shrimp buffet. Actually, if you tech decks are another really good fidget hobby. Just pro tip, if you want to try getting into those. But what's it called? So I remember when I first moved up to Phoenix, there was like a little like fingerboard event at like a bar. There's a guy named Uncle Joe. He's one of the suggested streamers. He's super hilarious. He's a comedian more than anything, but he's hella funny. Anyways, he was emceeing this like fingerboard event, funnily enough, and because the fingerboard community is like super niche. Like when I first pulled up, the guy was like, "Oh, dude, like that's so cool! You just moved out here, bro. I throw fingerboard events. You should come to my house." And I was like, "What?" Because the community is so small, like people get so excited when they find someone else. He's like, "Wait a minute, we're both 30 and we both like playing with tech decks still? Hell yeah, come to my house!" You know what I mean? So yeah, I never ended up going, but I need to. I think I followed the guy, but I just haven't seen his events. I think he might have stopped doing them like right after. But Roses went by faster than it felt. Yeah, it really did. Like, I've really been enjoying these because, I don't know, I keep saying it every time, but I'm just super thankful that you're here, that I appreciate you, and we're all having a good time. It's super sick. Shrimp buffet, they always look cool. Yeah, they're super fun. And Skyer says, yeah, I mean, and also, they're also shrimp, they're super cheap too, low key. Like you can get like a tech deck for like $3 from Walmart. And like, you know, if you end up like getting good at them, then like you could spend a little bit more, but like, yeah, even on Amazon, I think you can get like a professional, like a semi-professional one for like $10. So yeah. Skyer says, used to have a tech deck as a kid, kept forgetting how old they are. No idea what ever happened to it. Yeah, you know, like, I think because they're so cheap, you kind of just like throw them around as a kid. But yeah, I've owned probably like over like 50 tech decks over my lifetime. I always lose them all the time because they're so small. But yeah. And Rose's fingerboard events sound amazing. They're super nice. Because it is like very much like a family friendly thing. Because like, you know, some parents would like bring their kids, but then you also have like a bunch of adults that are just like there to hang out. And like, I don't know. Like, it's just a good time. there's like one thing about like skateboarding and all like shapes and sizes that it is very like it's always like a very like welcoming space. I don't know why skateboarding's like that, but like it's always been kind of like no matter where you're from or who you are, like you tend to not get like discriminated against or anything like that. So thankfully it's like kind of translated over to fingerboarding too, because it's just like, you know, it's like such a like, I think it's probably because it's such a like outsider thing to do to begin with, like skateboarding, like who wants to sign up to just like jump off a building because you have to be a certain kind of person to even be into that in the first place. I think like people tend to be more open-minded. So fingerboard events are a good time. I used to go to a bunch out in like Orange County in California, and like the guy was like super into like Wu-Tang Clan hip hop and stuff. So it was just like, that one actually was at his house, funnily enough too. These fingerboard events at people's houses, but yeah, we just had like a bunch of like ramps set up in his backyard, and the same people would show up every time. It was just a good time. They'd like cook hot dogs and everything. It was good. But yeah, actually I think oh, the Zaku, yeah, I think Zaku and I were supposed to go to Fingerboard Con, actually. It was like a convention for fingerboards, but I think they were busy that day. But what's it called? Yeah, I even went to like a fingerboard convention once in California. That was hella cool. Because like a lot of the products they make for it are like, I don't know why I'm going rambling about fingerboards. I'm sorry if anyone's like, why are you talking about tech decks? You make music. You know what I mean? What's it called? Yeah, like, you know, because the products, like, they aren't popular. You can't like buy a lot of like the professional gear on like Walmart or anything like that. So like you have to buy them just from like random people off like Etsy and stuff like that. So a lot of them like flew out for it. So it was like, yo, like you're the guy who 3D prints my favorite ramps, like for this really niche thing. Like, how are you doing? You know what I mean? So it was really cool. Sir Voltron, go off to it. Yeah. Thank you, Sir Voltron. I appreciate it. Zaku, I haven't been to Social Cult since the day we went for my birthday. Yeah, that was a good day too. I still feel bad that like you end up getting stuck in traffic and you're like, I have somewhere to be. And I was like, no, I told you we could get there. It's your birthday. I can't do you wrong on my birthday or your birthday. But yeah, that was a fun day. In fact, super random. But you know how Spotify has like the now playing things on the songs? On Graffiti Hands, I may end up making the clip of me doing like a fingerboard trick, like when you when you go to the song. So it's like Ichi Mafia Graffiti Hands. You go to the song, it like pulls up a little like video. I filmed that little fingerboard trick on Zaku's birthday because we went to like a little thing together. So like it kind of all comes full circle to this stream of like talking about fingerboard and Zaku's here. Anyways, Skyer, tech decks are integral to the music process. Low key, yes. I'll show you right now. Let me put some tape on this. Low key, they kind of are, because, oh my God, this is the greatest day of my life. I get to tell a audience of people about my weird niche hobby. This is, you know, the Instagram reels that are like, this is my boyfriend. He's gonna tell you about his Magic the Gathering cards. You better pay attention. This is how I feel like the boyfriend right now, and like those videos, those Instagram reels. But yeah, so on my desk, I have a whole skateboard ramp. So whenever I'm like exporting songs and stuff, like, you know, it takes a while to export. I'm just sitting here fingerboarding, like, and then until the song's done, then I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm gonna go release it or whatever. So yes, it is integral to the music process because it helps me pass the time when stuff is like stuck rendering and all that. Oh my God. Ugh. Oh no, the tape came undone. That's the last order. How much time are we doing too? Oh, it's been like it's been perfect. Like 2.5 hours. Yeah, how do y'all, if you don't mind me asking too. Oh, Rose is cool. Thank you. How do y'all feel about the time of the streams? Do y'all like the whole 2-hour streams? Because I know it's getting late on the East Coast. Like, I think, what time would it be right now? Like about like 10. You want to be going to bed, so I was like, let me find like I felt like 3 hours where you like start at 5, because then that's like 8 o'clock on the East Coast, and we do like 2.5 hours. It's like 9:30, 10 for them. So shrimp. I had no idea it's even been so long. Oh my God. All right, cool. Well, the time's passing by super quick. That's perfect then. Awesome. And Zaku says yes. All right, cool. But yeah, if anyone feels like it's too short or too long, speak now, forever hold your peace. If you don't mind. Because yeah, because I wouldn't mind doing one or two, but I'd have to just like low-key I could just generate more orders. Sorry to get all businessy on y'all, but like part of the whole like ads thing is that like kind of the beauty of it is once it's working, like you can kind of like, you know, to a certain degree, you know how the business stuff works, you can kind of say like I want more orders or I want less orders this week. So if like the streams are too short, I can like play around with some numbers to like, not that I have to be packing orders to stream, but you know what I'm trying to say. Rampage says, I didn't think I was gonna stay too long anyway, but it's cool to drop in. All right, cool, sick. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, and I'm glad that like, you know, it's a good enough time to just stick around. So that's kind of like been my whole goal, is just like create a cool space for us to like hang out and like vibe, just have a good time, talk about life, talk about music, talk about tech decks. But yeah. Rosa says, I join in on one of my friends' 3-hour streams every Sunday, so I don't mind 2 or 3. It's perfect. Not too long, not too short. Perfect. Thank you, Roses. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I know Tune in Tokyo, their partner, is like she streams a lot. And she was telling me that like 3 hours is usually like about the best. But yeah. So, but 2.5, you know, like 2.5, 2, 3, like you were saying, is like perfect. Thank you, Roses. Zaku says, long streams. All right, cool. Or longer streams. Okay. Yeah. I think the Sunday ones usually have been about 4 hours. So I don't know, but when we talk, we can talk about it. And Skyer says, I don't mind longer streams at night. Gives me more to do on a Tuesday. Sick. Also, Skyer, if I'm not mistaken, I've been thinking about this a lot. My bad, but if I'm not, so my bad if I misremembered. But you're the one doing the Sega Genesis archive, right? How's that going? If that's you. So remember you mentioned it, or someone, their name started with an S, mentioned it once, and I was like, yo, that's so cool. So yeah, what was his person's name? Julius. Thank you, Julius. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I love this song. Cool, and Julius is the last order, yay. Yeah, we can kick it for another like 10-15 minutes. Because I have to go to the bathroom anyways in a little bit. So when I really have to go, then I'll head out. If that makes sense. Oh yeah, okay, Skyer was doing the one with the Genesis archive. Okay, so, I didn't even put the label on Julius' order. Oh shit. Nope. No, now I gotta find it. Damn. Okay, it was this one. Yes, Skyer says, yeah, just having a launch box, grab the box art, etc. taking forever though. Okay, sick. Nice, that's cool. Yeah, I remember like all like the ROM scrapers back in the day took forever to like find all the stuff. And dang, 70 gigs of material, that's wild. That's a lot of games. Yeah, keeping it, oh, last I checked, sick. Yeah, keeping it real in my, okay, let me put this on here real quick. In my dark dungeon back here, there is a hard drive with like huge ROM collections that I have. Zaku, you copy paste my thing. Well, yeah, I have like an Autobot thing just to. Is it firing too much? I don't know. I'm gonna have to take notes next time we talk, Zaku. But thanks for copy pasting. I get the joke. Rampage says probably gonna head out since I'm a little sick today. Oh, dude, I hope you feel better. But yeah, I'll take care. You take care as well, and we'll check out some Christmas beats. Sick, dude. Yeah, that's what's up. Definitely, and yeah, I got a bunch of them, or find some other one. I like Christmas beats, low key. I'm a big fan of them. But yeah, you won't be missing out on much. I'm probably gonna stop streaming in like I said, 10 minutes. And hey, you got the animated really cool Reptars. But yeah, Sky says I definitely need more drives. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, same. Yeah, I have like a terabyte drive in my computer here, but I even pay for like in the Google One where it's like I think 5 terabytes of cloud storage. I just kind of like the whole cloud sync where it like auto cycles what is on your computer. It's pretty sick. And Skyer says I need to invest in an IBM with a proper floppy drive. Oh yeah, because you're doing all that retro tech stuff, dude. That's super sick. I didn't even consider that. Yeah, good luck on finding one. Probably can find one on eBay, I bet, or something. And Zaku's eating avocado in their office right now. Dude, my partner's allergic to avocado. I feel so bad for her. Because I have like the craziest guacamole recipe that I made with Navi back in college. And she can't ever try it. But yeah, back in college, me and Navi, we were like college roommates. Like the guy I do Ichi and Mafia with and stuff. And he's like the narrator on Ruin the Galaxy, or the interviewer. And yeah, we went to like the store to buy some avocado or some guacamole, and it was so bad. We were like, no, never again. And we just made our own like crazy guacamole recipe that same night. And we've been using it ever since. See? Zaku says, dog, I still think about that guacamole you brought to the potluck. I'm telling you, I got the best guacamole recipe. It's a secret though. Me and Daniel said that we wouldn't tell nobody. Or Net Navi, but that's the real name. But me and Navi said we weren't gonna tell nobody. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll make I'm sorry, my brain was like, sub-goal, release the guacamole recipe. If I come to visit, will you make some? Yeah, I'd be down, yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest, if I could afford it. Because avocados are so expensive now. That's weird. I remember the big reason why I stopped making it. Because like an avocado is like $2 per avocado, and you need like 12 avocados. So it's like, dang, am I really about to make $50 of guacamole today? But okay, Zaku says he's on a pitch in. All right, yeah. We can pull our money together and make it. I'm super down. Hey, yeah, dude. Yeah, what else did I want to bring up? Let me see. I'll organize all this. We talked about skateboarding tickets and how I always get away with them. Dunkin' Donuts. Baby model. Seattle. Another Dunkin' Donuts thing though that was really cool is oh, it wasn't cool, but it was kind of funny, is that they found out really quick that I was like the best drinks guy, because I just like making coffee. And I remember this one guy, like as soon as he walked in, I knew what he was gonna order, because he would come like every morning. So I made it for him real quick, and before he even ordered, I gave it to him, and like he was gonna go pay, and he's like, how do you know what I want? And I was like, you come here every morning. And he was like, no, I don't. Like I could tell, I like heard him so much that I was like, I recognized him. He was like, I don't come here every morning. I just thought it was really funny, and I was like, oh, my bad. And then like, so I like read it, like, and then he literally ordered the exact same thing I already made, but I poured it out anyways, just to like, you know, help him feel better about coming all the time. But Shrimp Buffet says, my partner feels the same way about me and with cilantro, because it tastes like soap to me, and all their family recipes use cilantro. Yeah, dude, you got the cilantro soap gene, dude. That's a bummer. But like low key, I don't know. Maybe I have it too, but like cilantro kind of does taste like soap. It doesn't like taste soapy, but like it, you know, I mean, I can imagine it. Like there's a tinge of soap in it. Like I don't know, but it kind of, you know, maybe it's like an acquired taste. That or I'm just eating soap, but I got the gene and I didn't even know it. Rosa says, is it chunky or smooth guac? It's chunky. I purposely don't blend it because I don't like smooth guac. So what I do is I get like a knife and I like essentially chop it with all the ingredients until it's like just the right texture. But Austin says, yo, what up, dude? Saw you like my edit I did with VTech. It'll be up sometime this week and I'll tag you. Hey, for sure, dude. Thank you so much again. It looks super sick. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but yeah, Austin made a cool little like, I don't want to spoil it, but like a Dragon Ball Z edit with VTech. It looks really cool. I'll like repost it on my story when Austin posts it. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. But cool. Let me put this away. Oh yeah, but I was going through all these stories. So talked about the fuel injectors. Rosa says, I like taking a pinch of cilantro and eating it without anything. It tasted refreshing like celery. Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, it does. Like fresh cilantro tastes hella good just to eat it plain. Like just like rinse it off real quick. And yeah. Like I like cilantro in like salads especially. It's hella good. Oh, we didn't talk about this. This is the one I'm gonna save for later. Excuse me. LeBron James. And yeah. Dan Rosa says, also nice. Chunky is good. Yeah, chunky guac is like the way to go in my opinion. And Zaku's like, I like smelling. Yeah, walking by like the whole like vegetable section in the like, you know, like the Mexican grocery stores and like just smelling all the cilantro is always so nice. But yeah, put this away. Okay, we got CDs there. We got a little Groovy Kaiju Jr. Put him back over here. Yeah, last night I like rearranged all the studio. I think I mentioned it to like look a little bit nicer. But what I'm stoked on, as I mentioned to you already, like all these like small boxes over here, like they just block the way to get inside of here. So I'm stoked that we're shipping enough orders that we're getting through this slowly. Like I think I have like 200 of these, and we've already gotten through like one whole big stack of them. So yeah, congrats to us. Thank you for being here. Oh, I want to save these for later too. Yeah, I have like a bunch of good stories I want to share, but like they're longer. And I don't want to get too involved in something and I'm like having to like stop midway and go to the bathroom. Yeah, these are all like longer stories. Well, well, one thing, I guess I can get into this real quick. It's one last, like, okay, I think I'll probably tell this one and then call it for the stream, because I do have to go to the bathroom. But this is me all the time. Like, it's one of my problems too. Like, sometimes I feel bad because, you know, my partner will come home or something and she'll be like, hey, how you doing? And because I'm like so locked in on music, I'm like, I'm doing good. But now that I'm like, you've locked me out, you know, you've taken my focus away from music, I have to go to the bathroom really bad. So like, sometimes I think she thinks I'm like avoiding her because I'm just like, you know, I'm just like, I'll just hold it. And then like, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna play. You know what I mean? Anyways, another good tip for conversating, because this is like, I don't know, one of my like life hacks. If you ever like meet someone new and you're trying to find out what to talk about, the two things I always use is they're called Ford and Hefe, but they're both acronyms. So like Ford is like F, you know, the card Ford, so F-O-R-D, if it's an acronym. So like, essentially it's like 4 topics you can always like talk about forever with somebody. So like F is for family, which sometimes is dangerous. Sometimes it is a little dangerous to talk about someone's family, but, or you can just think of like any word that starts with F. So like either family or fun. You can talk about what they do for fun. Or you can ask them like, hey, like how big's your family and stuff like that. And then O stands for like occupation. So like what do they do for work? So I try to usually say that one for last because people sometimes don't like to talk about work. And then R stands for like recreation. So again, what do you do for fun? And then D stands for like dreams. So like what are people excited for? What are your dreams in life? Or what are your actual dreams? Like what did you dream about last night? And people tend to love talking about that. Austin says, dude, great stream. I've just had it in the back while I'm playing Minecraft. I love the stories. Hey, thank you. I'm so glad to hear. And dude, I hope you're having fun playing Minecraft. Yeah, I need to get back into playing Minecraft. Minecraft's a good time. I should talk about the Minecraft movie, dude. That was a good one. Minecraft movie was sick with Jack Black. But okay, cool. I'm glad that I'm a vibe to have on in the background. That's been my goal. Yeah, Roses, I appreciate hearing these tips since I struggle with conversations on the silent one of my friends groups. Yeah, that's like one of the, I'm glad that you hear that you appreciate them. Because that's one thing people have always told me is that like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of like, I don't know, this whole stream is just us in this like random room, you know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of us on the internet tend to be more introverted. So I don't know, have you seen like the memes of like, every introvert needs their extrovert? Like, I feel like I've kind of taken on that role a lot in life. So I have a lot of really shy friends that I like end up like, hey, like you should tell them this and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad it's helpful because I feel like it's one of my superpowers. I also get it from my mom too. My mom, like I've seen her just talk to like I'm pretty sure my mom in a room with like a bunch of just people that like literally can't talk or like are just like the exact opposite of her, and they would still want to be her best friend by the end of it. My mom just has like that gift about her. She's very socially intelligent. So I think I got that passed down from my mom because now I can like talk to anyone about anything. But yeah, so remember the acronym FORD and just think of words that start with the letter F-O-R-D, and then it'll bring you a topic in your brain. But yeah, usually it's like family, occupation, recreation, or dreams. But I also say Hefe because Hefe technically is the more like safe one because H stands for hobbies. I think E stands for environment. So like, hey, like, what's your favorite food place around here? Or like, hey, did you always grow up here? Where are you from? And stuff like that. So stuff like that, you know what I mean? And then F stands for, I think it still stands for family, or it might stand for food actually, because everyone eats food. So you can talk to people about food. Again, go back to Ford. So you just remember these two acronyms. And then E again stands for, I forgot what the last E stands for, but you know what I mean. I usually use Ford because it's more memorable. But yeah, just think of like it as an acronym and like what word starts with a letter that you could talk about. Like food, fun, family, occupation for work, recreation, like fun, what do you do for fun, and dreams. Like I forgot what I dreamed about last night, but I remember waking up like, oh shit, I gotta get out of bed. Like I can't be dreaming this right now. Or like, you know, when you have a dream and you want to like go back to the dream. Like I didn't finish what I was doing in that dream. I need to go back to sleep just so I can finish what I started in my dream. Whenever I have those dreams, I usually don't even end up finishing what I started. I end up dreaming about something completely different. But yeah. But sick, all right, I really have to go to the bathroom, so. Oh, yo! Austin says, I just put up today's edit. It's of Demon Slayer to Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me. Dude, that's super sick. I'm stoked to check it out. I'm gonna check it out right now. Probably when I go to the bathroom, low-key, because, you know, use your phone in the bathroom. But yeah, thanks for letting me know, Austin. And Shrimp Buffet says, I had completely forgot about charging my Switch, lol. I finally checked it, and yeah, my Mario Kart 8 hours are 185. That's sick, dude. That's a lot, yeah. Dude, I'm glad that you had that much fun with it. That's like, you know, super, super dope. And Poopy Head, dude, what's up, man? It's been a minute. Hope you're doing good. I feel bad. I'm just about to end streaming because I have to go to the bathroom. And I finished up all my orders too. And Super Hideo, super good to see you, dude. But yeah, also, I'm about to stop streaming. I'm sorry. I know, I'm so sorry, Super Hideo. I'll be back on Thursday, though. And I'm going to get back to your email pretty soon. So if anything, like, you know, you're free on Thursday, I'll be here. But yeah, I have to, like, yeah, I have to go to the bathroom. But if y'all don't mind, I'm probably going to, I'm going to find someone to raid on Twitch and then go from there. And sick. All right, cool. Well, yeah, I'll catch you on Thursday, man. I know, Poopy Head, I'm sorry. But cool, I'm glad that you got the CD and you love it. Thanks for stopping by to let me know. But yeah, I'll be streaming on Thursday if you want to like hang out and chat and talk about it. Or you can always email me too, low-key. Like I have my email, my Instagram bio, because you're on Instagram. So like, feel free to hit me up there. But yeah. And yeah, I'm glad to hear you had an awesome time, Shrimp Buffet. I'm glad that you caught it too. Thanks for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. All right, but I'll find someone to raid on Twitch. Who's streaming? A lot of people are streaming. Wow. Actually, I mentioned Uncle Joe earlier. They're actually no. You know who we should raid? Have y'all ever heard of 3D Blast? I mean, for YouTube, yeah, Roses. I'll catch you around. I can't raid on YouTube, but yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Roses. I'll see you Thursday, and I appreciate it. But for all the Twitch folks, have you heard of 3D Blast? We're gonna raid 3D Blast. They're like an amazing. Oh. No, he's leaving too! Oh, I'm gonna Discord him and be like, bro, why did you stop streaming? Yeah, he was live. His I'll post it here in my Twitch chat. I was like, yo, but like, hang out with 3D Blast for a little bit. But his ad is a 3D Blast. That should be his ad, I think. But who else we got? We'll do Uncle Joe. So as a forewarning, everyone, and yeah, I'll catch you around, Austin. See you later. But as a forewarning, everyone on Twitch, Uncle Joe is quite rambunctious. You know what I mean? If your volume's all the way up, maybe turn it down first, because he might be talking about some crazy stuff real quick. But but yeah. But he's a good friend. I went to his house for a Halloween stream. He's a really cool guy. So yeah, hopefully that works. Cool. All right. But yeah, if anyone wants to stick around to check out Uncle Joe, feel free to check him out, but like no pressure. But either way, I appreciate y'all coming by. Later, everybody. Adios. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, see you Thursday, same time. I think I started at 5 o'clock Pacific time. So yeah. Take it easy, everyone. I appreciate y'all. Peace. See ya in the next one. Skyer, Austin, Super Hideo.